So you're going to hear the casters in the background. This is the highest quality I can get the game, guys. It only goes to 620. They don't do 1080. Plus my internet's kind of bad for uploading. Is it good? Is it good, this quality? Is it like fucking bad as fuck? Maybe get a little bit of a higher quality by doing this and then going full screen.
Yeah, the missing part was the glass. I was like, you need to have your glass, right?
Yeah, we have seen a lot of glass.
Making sure like shit's good, right?
Given the
Yeah.
way that the meta is as it stands right now. Now on the Penta's line,
So I've got full screen, like it'll distorts and stuff and looks shit. So I'm just gonna leave it in theater mode like this, okay, guys? All right, so we got Penta versus V3 Masters for the first game, and it's on Chalet. I watched this game. This is one game I did watch, and I was very, very like, what the fuck is going on when I was watching it. So immediately, like, Goga's camera is spotted out by Kamikaze. So that's going to be an immediate denial of one Valkyrie camera, so that's 1/3 of Valkyrie's usefulness gone. So V3 obviously expecting some kind of camera to be thrown out, and they had drones prepared and ready. But it looks like what V3 are going to try and do is try and encompass the entirety of top floor and start squeezing everything in. You see PZD just going to be opening up all of the windows. And right now, Pengu is here for the sole purpose of information. They can hold it from the camera above him, but Pengu is only on that staircase for sound-based information. He wants to know if people are breaking into library, and that's purely just for team-based information. Pengu does kind of get a little bit fortunate that Psycho isn't going to be opening up any of the door and window and fireplace. But yeah, it looks like V3 just going to take control of top floor from every single side and angle, which is kind of risky. It relies a lot of individual player skill. Like, for example, if PZD was outnumbered in a 2 versus 1, he would have died. But either way, Penta are going to run a double Roma setup in the basement with Falco and whoever's on Valkyrie Goga. And now it's PZD being double drone for his team, and he's opting for the SMG-11 for his Roma hunting tool instead of the L85, which is pretty decent. But Goga's going to be sorted out, but they're going to trade a little bit of health back when Falco's going to run towards him. And now it's going to be a pinch as all of the attackers, you can see them in the blue highlights, are all rotating really quickly around the place, and they're going to quickly pick off as many of the Romas as they can, which is both of them, and they're going to do that pretty much immediately, and this is exactly what V3 do. They take control of the map and hunt out the Romas one at a time, and they pinch you out as well if you're in that poor and unfortunate situation being stuck in a room, just like those guys were there.
Now that was a good move there by Eunice, I think that was. Looking right through the drone hole, took Ty down to about half his health.
But with a fuse, obviously V3 probably going to look for some vertical gameplay, going to try and take control of Master Bedroom once again, once they'd given it up to run the Romas, and then they're going to start fusing through the floors. And that's going to clear people out of dining room. Fabian's opting for a double mirror window on the B wall. That's really good for an anti-small lobby push, but they're not doing that. They're doing a top floor pinch through a dining room push with smoke grenades. So Pengu's going to be on the top of the fridge. Immediately gets killed because you're a giant yellow banana, so it's not going to help him. And Fabian's the last man standing against 5. This is pretty much a perfect round from V3 Masters. They completely dismantled exactly what Penta were trying to do. Which is really, really well played by V3 Masters. So they found out where the Romas were and immediately pushed them. Oh, full screen was fine? Ah, I'll go full screen. It looks shit as fuck to me, but that's fine. So yeah, so Penta pretty much just didn't really have a lot of assistance to the two Romas. They were pretty much left on their own in a 2 versus 5, which is really, really risky to do if you're in that kind of scenario. If you're running like really low number of Romas and you're against a team that is non-stop hunting Romas, then your Romas either have to play close to the site, or they need to have the defenders, the anchors on site, actually come and assist them. Or you need to run more Romas, like a 4-man Roma instead of a 2-man Roma, which Penta begins to adopt in the later rounds, but now we're going on to V3's defensive trophy room. And they're running a pretty similar lineup in terms of operators, but instead of a Pulse, they're running a Jaeger instead. So V3 did a really, really interesting thing here. They've basically put a mirror window on library box, and this is to counter anyone going out on the office balcony. And it's going to deny some of those windows, as well as maybe deny a little bit of the push from office and master bedroom. But if someone does come to these windows here, which in the entirety of Penta is spawned, so it's going to be extremely difficult for V3 to try and hold on to this mirror window as it's not facing the right way for them. But as it stands right now, as we can see, we're looking at maybe 2 or 3 Romans from from V3, so this is one more up than what Penta had, and will assist them a little bit more greatly in terms of keeping things on check. And I remember seeing this and cringing super hard. So he's got 4 targets. He's going to spray to Pengu and literally kill no one. He lowers Blitz, but Kamikaze is going to peek out elsewhere and get him. And Blitz is really low as well. And that Blitz being low is going to come into play much later on as a refrag's gotten by Thia to Goga, and Falco is going to knife Thia at the same time with the shield. So this has basically been a rush into Trophy Room. This was all off camera. And this is exactly what Penta were looking for. They pushed Falco straight through the small lobby into the site. They removed the barbed wire, then they pinched Trophy from literally running inside, realizing there's no one in dining room, no one in kitchen. They just get inside Trophy Room, dominate the one player in that room in a 1 versus 3, and then it leaves them to a 2 versus 3. So right there's the Caster's Curse from Bloodbath. He's immediately made it so Penta will lose the round by telling them that they've got a really good chance. Falco, because he was already low health, Kamikaze just runs in and shoots him, kills him, the end of. Junis' position is given away in a 2 versus 1, so Kamikaze can just defend PZD whilst he holds the diffuser, and he pops up and just gets his head taken off immediately with the pre-fire. And we go straight to a 2-1, 2-0, sorry.
So nice defense round from V3, and a nice attempt at an attack from Penta all the same.
So this is the semi-finals on the first map.
Nice execution. I do like what they were trying to do there. Force their way in through the B window because they know V3 is going to be very heavy on that roam game. Unfortunately,
And that's the cup of tea gone.
while they were trying to just avoid the roam game.
So now we're going into round 3 with another attacking round. I do believe Penta might take it downstairs. I think Penta take it to basement of this round. I don't remember exactly, but we'll have to see where it goes. But either way, looking to run a very similar lineup this time. But instead, they're going to opt to a Jaeger instead of a Mira. So yeah, they are going down to the Wine Cellar and Snowmobile. So it looks like with this lineup, they can have a lot more of an aggressive roamers. Like Jaeger, Bandit, and Pulse tend to roam. Bandit not so much on Wine Cellar because he can do some bandit tricks, but Goga as well often plays that roamer role. So it looks like we might going to see a big roamer lineup from Penta here. There's a lot of them already leaving the bomb sites to prep the hatches. That's the main reason why Smoke would leave the bomb site early, just to open up as many hatches as possible. And now it's like V3 have a shitload of drones inside of the building already, and now they're just going to be throwing some cameras from Goga. And the question is Goga's drone camera going to be spotted? I think this one is going to get spotted as he tries to go through a camera out here, because there is a drone above him on the balcony. I do believe Fuse's drone, Ty, has ladder climbed with his drone, so Falco also going to be here in the library. So this is a really common spot for a Pulse, because you can't climb that ladder without a call-out. And that's going to make it super difficult for V3 to get into this, onto this balcony. So Falco has 3 windows to contend with, and he's already opened the small one. So he's going to see PZD opening that, and he's going to immediately jump out and go for him. He goes to the pre-fire immediately, and PZD just gets knocked down immediately. And it's exactly what you should be doing if you're repulsing this kind of scenario. You preemptive that window, and then you immediately just jump out as someone just climbs the ladder. You generally catch them in the vaulting up animation at the end of the ladder. Or in this case, he caught PZD somehow, for some reason, joining. Falco really lucky to escape in this scenario, but he does get picked up by Kamikaze on a crossfire from Master Bedroom. So a little bit unfortunate timing, and now it's just a bit of a back and forth between Penta and V3. There's a lot of trading going on, a lot of drones getting picked off, and people are sort of turning left and right as the rest of the roamers are playing towards bar and gaming room. And basically what Jonas, Fabian, and Goga all have set up here is a really, really intense crossfire. Pengu can play here at the pit door, the outside pit door, because from here they can't push Wine Cellar without his know-how, and because of the positions of the Penta lineup, they're all extremely strong, so no one can push them from the blue corridor. But this is a huge weakness, as they can V3 can pretty much just walk the way onto site. But unfortunately, V3 don't have any drones at this point, so they're having to go in blind, so it means Goga gets a free kill on Kamikaze. But if V3 stop for a moment, drone the bomb site to count the roamers out of sight, because that's something you can do. Nice nitro from Goga. He's going to pick off Psycho. He's quite low HP, and Jonas gets gets another kill elsewhere. But yeah, V3, if they took the time to drone, they could have maybe just snuck down the fireplace stairs and got onto site and maybe snuck a plant. But unfortunately, no drones because of good drone denial from Penta, just killing them as they see them, means that V3 are screwed because they have to spend this entire round walking around droneless.
They are going to be putting up a hell of a fight. I mean, that round was fantastic.
Can you stream 60 frames? Nope. Internet's not good enough for that. is to use a great pick in Pro League on certain maps. So, for example, Chalet is a good map because all of two bomb sites, sorry, the two of the main bomb sites are all ceiling-based destruction. So you can just get above them and destroy the entirety of the floor or fuse the floor, and that's why the fuse is really good pick for at least Chalet. Not so much on other maps, but it's definitely good here. So Penta are going to be running pretty much the same lineup as they ran before, Fabian being on Glaz this time. So this is going to be an interesting attack round because they're now attacking basement. V3 running a very, very anti-plant denial strategy. Kamikaze going to be putting that shield there, so that means he's probably going to be playing inside a blue corridor. He's going to leave a little tiny gap between the shield as well that he can peek, and he's getting himself an ADS as well, just in case he gets naded. But it'd have to be one hell of a Hail Mary nade to get it that deep into the bomb site from the snowmobile breachable wall. And V3 looking to take control of what we call Diablo, but most of you would probably call it the side corridor to the small wine cellar. So he can play there with his Echo Drone and a shotgun, use the Echo Drone as a de facto camera. I'm not sure if he's playing wire or shield. He's playing shield, okay? So this basically is going to be a noise gate, or at least some sort of coverage for him. Okay, so he's not using it as a noise gate, he's using it as coverage. So yeah, his Echo Drone's going to go on the roof, and he's going to use that essentially as a camera. So you can pop out with a shotgun and one-tap people. At that range, the Supernova will pretty much just one-shot you. So it doesn't matter either way. Penta are opting for a snowmobile, as V3 Masters don't have the bandit in position to bandit trick this wall, so it means they can immediately open the wall. But V3 are immediately going to be rejigging themselves just to try and take control of snowmobile as they've opened it. Pre-fire from Falco, it's exactly what you should be doing in this scenario. When the wall of the thermite explodes, there's a lot of smoke and dust, so you can be very covered, and you are allowed to spray through it as well, because it'll be quite simple for you. As the rest of Penta look like they're going to be setting up to do a pretty heavy snowmobile take, because they're taking control of bar, the gaming room, and above it in the library. This kind of setup doesn't require a lot of map control, it just requires you to slice the map in half. And that's really easy to do because this map is essentially in essentially is a giant L shape, and you can slice it sort of down this sort of section of the L, which would be fireplace, and then the cross section between master and library corridors. However, here is Penta's big fuck up on this round, is that they left the cameras alive. This might be a little bit of nerves getting to them, or just not realizing it, as now V3 have the ability to sort of rotate around and upstairs, as Penta have not opted to put a player inside of the small lobby. It is a little less resource incentive to put a player inside of the small lobby. You can do that and cut off all of the rotations, but it looks like Fabian's got him droned out, but can't quite find the angle for Psycho. And Psycho's going to see his gun peek up, and I think Psycho gives away his position here by spraying. Doesn't quite get the shot, and now he needs to run for his life, or else he's going to get completely destroyed. He's going to take a shot to the back and he's going to get away scot-free, but now Pengu's going to go into Jerry. A good use of the Ash charges to smoke him out, and that's going to get him a kill. As PZD uses his close-range shotgun to take down Junis, as Psycho takes down Fabian as well. So yes, looks like someone tried to drop down the hatch, and now it's Pengu versus V3 in this little corridor here, and he's going to get dropped by Kamikaze as retakes the room. And PZD's going to get another frag elsewhere, and it's Gogo on his own, and he needs to make a big play. The big play here is obviously sprint through into A, but unfortunately PZD's ready and sees him and then shotguns him when his crosshair goes red.
A good defense from V3, and unfortunately not.
So yeah, it's 3-1 now. The V3 pretty much read exactly what Penta was doing there. They realized that Penta wasn't containing roamers, and that allowed for V3 to roam up the stairs, up the hatches, and that allowed Kamikaze to not only delay but also get frags in the roaming game. And as Penta tried to make an execute, they got picked off on certain angles because V3 were playing in very, very uncommon positions for when when Snowmobile is open. For example, there was one person in front of the actual snowmobile, and then there was one person by the fireplace stairs, with the hatch being open. It's a very, very, very difficult position to play in, hence why you don't see it a lot.
I think if Penta can go anywhere. I was thinking though that if Penta
Alright, moving on to the 5th round, we're going to see Penta finally deciding to defend this trophy room. They're running the same lineup as they did earlier, except no mirror this time. Fabian opting for a mirror, as the mirror windows actually didn't do very much for them when they defended this the first round. So some barbed wire going to get placed. It's going to be a really typical setup, as once again Pengu goes towards library for information gains, going to open up some of the hatches, open up the windows. and he's basically just going to play here for information, as this is the point where Penta start to realize that, hey, they're playing a very Roma Hunter-y game, so we need to try and counter that by running more and more Romas. So obviously the counter is if V3 are not joining the bomb site, then you can opt for 4 people roaming, or in some cases even 5. Well, this is the importance of droning the bomb site within the first 10 to 15 seconds of the round beginning. There is literally no one on the bomb site. So if V3 droned, they could immediately gain control of the bomb site, but unfortunately V3 lost in the source, not droning a single thing in the bomb site, and this is a cut and dry fucking easy mode example of why droning the bomb site is really important at the start of the round. So if you're in an up-and-coming team, drone the hell out of the bomb site after the round's begun and count the players on the bomb site. If you see, for example, trophy room is clear, just jump in. But now it's all going upside down, it's all going tits up for V3 as Penta Sports have completely countered exactly what V3 are trying to do, which is hunt roamers. Playing hyper-aggressive on angles, peeking out wide, and going aggressive on balconies and windows. That allows V3 to lose 3 players in the first 1 minute of the round. And now it's Penta in a huge advantage in a 5 versus 2 with the Glaz and a Fuse. But they've got control of Master Bedroom, but at the same time, there's no point in having all of this control, there's nothing you can do with it. And now, technically, Pengu should die in this kind of scenario, but it doesn't matter because Glaz can't really flick to that kind of a tight angle because a lot of the Brazilian players play on a very, very high sensitivity. Which means those tiny adjustments like that are quite difficult, as I've seen a lot of the Brazilians, once again, having really high sensitivity. So Pengu, they're holding a tiny pixel angle, but albeit Glaz with the banana gun, he probably could have killed him in that scenario, but either way, Pengu a quick double kill to end the round. That's V3 just cocking up. That round should have been theirs for the taking if they'd done a little bit more droning, but they played right into Penta's hand, and that allowed Penta to get another round. So now it's Kitchen Trophy, this time Fabian opting for an IQ and a Gogoro on a Capitao, so this is a very, very much area denial based setup. They're going to look for any kind of players that they can pick off easily with the firebolts and have a look exactly at how they can dismantle this V3 defense, because this is exactly what Penta Sports' lineup right now looks that it can do. An IQ can remove any of the ADSs through the floor of Trophy Room from underneath in the car garage. Goga can molly through many different tight lines of sight, through drone holes, through the floor, so on and so forth. They don't really have much floor-based destruction, so it looks to me like they won't do too much of a top-down attack. And it looks more like a dining room push, or at least a lobby push, or a trophy room pinch. But V3 once again opting for this mirror window inside of the library box. It's given them absolutely nothing so far, but they're going to continue to do it anyway. That's going to basically deny people playing on this balcony and also deny people pushing aggressively towards the library corridor. That's why you see the barbed wire there in the intersection. As Fabian, this is the main reason why he's picked IQ. He can't find the Valkyrie camera, so he's going to kill them all anyway like that. So this is going to deny a lot of V3's information for holding library from outside from these aggressive picks. Falco now playing the Glaz, and he's going to be on Radio Tower, and he's got Psycho and Kamikaze and PZD to contend with, PZD already being really low as Pengu's on that balcony. And the fact that Pengu's on that balcony means that this mirror window has failed its purpose already. And now it's just a little bit of a slow slugging fest as Falco misses a pretty important shot on Valkyrie. May not cost them the round, but it may be a little bit more of a detriment later on down the line. 1 minute off the clock. 2 of V3 members are on one shot as Kamikaze's feet's going to get spotted out. Pengu's up to tap fire instead of spray. Pengu goes for the back shot through the library bookshelf. Not going to get anything. And the entirety of V3 are going to be playing around this dining room library area as Fabian pushes blind, and then he's going to get double kill from Kamikaze. At this point, Pengu could probably Ash open that wall behind the bar and kill Kamikaze, but I think Falco's going to get a vac shot on him anyway through the wall. So this is a little bit of miscommunication from the team. Pengu doesn't even have any Ash charges left. Never mind, ignore me. Falco gets the vac shot through the wall, and now it's a 3 versus 3 with 1 minute 30 left on the clock. And once again, 3 versus 4, beg pardon. But V3 Masters have a lot of low health operators, as Psycho's going to give away his position by spraying. And now it's a choice of how they want to play this, how they want to rotate around. Is Pengu's going to wait for him to run outside once the mirror window got blown up? And now it's going to be a bit of a 1 versus 1 here. Psycho's very low, so one shot's going to take him down. Pengu's going to go for the quick drop shot. And he opts to try and destroy that mirror window, which almost costed him life, as Pengu's going to peek out and get killed by PZD with a really good triple tap onto his head. PZD with 1 HP, basically, he's going to try and assist his team in trying to defend and prevent this attacking lineup. And now comes the point where Penta really needs to start the push through dining room. Not too many smokes left, and gas grenades going out a little bit too early from V3. And now they need to just push in aggressively as Eunice gets in really quick to the dining room corridor. But the problem is there's still roamers alive, and there's still roamers above, as Falco is going to slowly crawl his way in. And Jerry's going to be snug here behind the bomb, as V3 have now essentially a crossfire setup, and Eunice is going to try and crouch his way in, and Falco drops the hatch. And then he gets taken down by PZD, still on 1 HP. So the round was kind of already in a really bad position when they started that dining room push, and the nail in the coffin was Falco dropping that hatch. That was a little bit of a really, really bad blunder that you can't really be doing in this kind of scenario. Like, you'd be surprised at how many people fall down that hatch, and it is round defying when people fall down that hatch. He had the diffuser, and he falls down that hatch, and that's the reason why they lost that round in the end.
Who just put up so much fight. We also saw the Jaeger coming from the master side, so effectively a 4-roamer strategy from V3.
Yeah, what I really like, though, about both of these teams that I've been seeing constantly is how well they pinch and receive all the roamers. We saw this happen with Fabian upstairs. There was a bunch of pinching going on, trying to get pressure from one side to force the defender to...
Alright, so now we're going on to match point for V3 Masters, 4-2. Penta opting to defend the basement, which they won last time, so we'll see how this goes.
Which I don't believe they've been able to do yet, then they will be pushing it onto map number.
Penta running a mute this time, opting out of a sorry, not Valkyrie, beg pardon, a Echo instead of what they had previously. Ty going to once again jump his drone up here, opting for a Thermite this time, so it means it might be a Snowmobile push and a Valkyrie, so they have the ability to open up as much as they want. Kamikaze's got his drone inside of the car garage. That may mean it's a little bit of flanking or backplay, beg pardon. But meanwhile, Penta running 5 out of sight. So once again, Penta doing the same thing as they did in the previous couple of rounds. And V3 really need to sort of drone the bomb site and try and find out exactly how they can get their hands on the site without entering the building too much. Because right now, Penta is spread thin throughout the entire map, and you could literally, Kamikaze could literally open up the car garage and walk into the bomb site. But once again, V3 not droning the bomb site, opting to just hunt the lurkers, and once again, V3 confused about what exactly is the right thing to do here, just completely tunnel visioning on killing roamers. So they're going to do the same thing as what they did in the previous rounds, just take control of top floor and slowly squeeze out any roamers, but that's 5 roamers and no one on site. So it's really hard to watch this almost, because the V3 are making such a huge mistake by hunting all of these roamers. They could be on the bomb site in less than 5 seconds and have a complete retake strategy, a scenario with 45 seconds on the clock. But unfortunately, we're going to opting for this. There's a bad smoke from Psycho, beg pardon. He's going to spam a little bit more over the walls and see absolutely no one because they're prone. PZD is making his way up to the balcony here, and Pengu's trapped in the corner. PZD once again going to try and somehow frag on Goga, gets the headshot in the middle of Library Box, and Pengu's going to be chilling here once again in the corner as the entire wall around him begins to crumble. PZD is going to be opening up all the windows for a little bit of misdirection. He's going to drone in and travel look what's going on here. But it looks like at this time, V3 are still inside of the master bedroom. They've been in this master bedroom for a very, very long time. Pengu kind of cocks up his spray there, but I guess the shotgun blast anyway to turn into a 4-on-4. There's 1 minute left on the clock, and once again, V3 still nowhere near attacking the bomb site. Falco's going to get a shotgun kill on Mew, and then he's going to immediately retraded as Psycho takes down Eunice. And once again, V3 still outside, and they've not even tried to make a push to the bomb site as Penta now return to it. You know, I'm watching this, and I'm just thinking, you know, not like this, you know. That's the only emote in my head that is going on right now is V3 failing to read exactly what Penta is doing, and this is all solvable by just good droning, as V3 are going to make a final last-ditch push into the wine cellar from pit. Fabian going to get a good spray through the smoke and gets the headshot on Psycho, and the Thai's going to take out Pengu, is going to open up into wine cellar small room. Fabian's going to be chilling in the corner as he's about to get one tap by Thai. It's a really good flick headshot, and now it's Falco left alive, last man standing, 1 versus 2, as somehow V3 Masters find their way onto the bomb site, as he's got 9 seconds to get downstairs, or Thai has 9 seconds to plant back pod, and going to nitro the floor, and opt for a shotgun shot through the floor, but he's not going to see anyone, and the round is going to be saved by the bomb plant. And now he's got a shotgun at a long range, and he's got to face off against Crossfire. Gives away his position by pre-firing, so that's a really big no-no.
He's intending to get the win here. We're going to see him looking through. Still going for that shotgun kill. He's going to have to get 2 kills.
So at this point, with the angles that V3 have taken, it's going to be very, very hard for Falco to get into a position to get a close-range shotgun blast, and V3 are going to take map 1.
A nice attack from V3, recovering from the loss on that roam game.
So Penta thought, let's play a TDM. But V3 and the rest of the Brazilians have been playing TDM since the beginning of this season, so basically V3 kind of beat them at their own game. However, V3 won this map for all the wrong reasons. They should have been droning the bomb site, and they could have had 2 or 3 rounds just for free because the bomb site was empty. Either way, somehow V3 just sort of forced their way through this roaming setup from Penta, and they win a good couple of rounds off of it. And now we got to go into map 2.
In the quarterfinals, they were making a bunch of the mistakes. Penta in the quarterfinals, they were the team.
Penta's been one of those teams.
Oh, absolutely.
And we're going to Consulate.
My mind's with every single Latin American team.
So Penta can play pretty much every single bomb site on this map, but they're going to opt for lobby and press room first because it's in the middle floor and not a lot of teams expect it. With the way that Consulate works is you have to take a thermite. You have to take a thermite and you have to take a Habana in most cases. Meaning that there's a lot less utility and a lot more exothermic destruction. But opting for absolutely no grenades from V3, but they are taking a Thatcher so they can get any of the walls open. So they're probably expecting a basement defense first. But Penta this time opting to defend lobby, so they're going to be a little bit countered like that. So the thermite isn't much going to be more than just a good gun on the lineup.
Interestingly, V3 are going to be bringing a thermite to the board, actually covering all their bases, which on attack is something.
And now we're going to see the setup, and the question is what do Penta want to take control of? Because of lobby, you can do 2 things. You can take control of downstairs, or you can take full control of upstairs. And it looks like they're going to be taking control of upstairs and probably investing some reinforcements towards defending up there. Absolutely no one is defending downstairs right now as the cameraman gets confused by the kitchen call-out. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty hefty reinforcements on the meeting room wall. This allows you to play in the room pretty decently or pretty safely to a certain degree. But playing in meeting room is pretty much almost a death sentence if you are forced into some really unfortunate situations and scenarios. You can die very, very easily inside of this room. But it looks like V3 don't really care about that balcony as they're going to be pushing towards Visa. There's a really smart angle from Fabian. He's going to be looking for people repelling, and you can also see people on the balcony as well. This is really good, but unfortunately he's not going to see anyone just yet as V3 is slowly working their way to exactly what they want, and now V3 finally have a player on this balcony. No droning in the room, but he's just going to spam the desk anyway, which is a typical place for people to play behind there. Fabian sees him, going to tap his back a little bit, but nothing much is going to come of it. He's going to be a little bit confused as now Smoke is going to play close to the window on the right, and this is the point where you need to understand from V3's perspective, they need someone to open up this other window for him. It's a little bit more of an angle to look at, but it means you definitely can't play close in the meeting room. And there's absolutely no droning going on if you're V3 here to spot out Pengu, so Pengu can play here relatively for free. And once again, here's the last smoke grenade gone as he's looking for smoke, but he's not going to find Pengu as he's close right. Psycho knows he's in the room, but can't exactly find out where he is. This is the kind of point where your player needs to basically grow a big pair of balls, or they just need to be droning, because if you're going to vault in, you need to kill him by vaulting in. So Psycho, exactly what he does, vaults in, kills Pengu, as elsewhere the Thermite is going to pick off Goga. As Fabian gets a double kill, sorry, Falco and Fabian get a double kill together. And now it's turned it into a 3 versus 3 with 1 minute 20 left on the clock. This is really typical for the way that this shit kind of works. But they've gained control of top floor, which is exactly what they needed. But Eunice, beg pardon, is going to be completely unknown here as PZD's looking for him blindly and doesn't drone, and this is one of V3's biggest weaknesses, is their drone play. The drone play is absolutely garbage, as they're going to basically leave Fabian unchecked in, Eunice unchecked in that cubby inside of the CEO office, and he's going to be completely fine there. And hey, guess what? He's still there, and no one's droning him out, no one's moving him out. Jerry's going to slowly prone his way in, try and find an angle on the door, but he's not going to find anything, and Eunice is just going to chill here, and this means that they can't make any plays on the piano room, and this allows Fabian to invest all of his resources into defending a B-bomb site, beg pardon. And now Jerry is a 1 versus 3 with 30 seconds left on the clock, and Fabian's playing on default plant spot, and that's it. V3 lose the round because they push a lot of blind angles. They get a really good double entry pick, but unfortunately they get immediately retraded because of some aggressive plays from Fabian and Falco. And then they lose the man advantage after a 3 versus 3 because, hey, no one's droning. So there you go. The round is over.
Kind of just get those early picks on, and then once Penta had the man advantage there, it kind of, I mean, coming down the Jaeger roam in the CEO, it kind of just went to.
And now we're going on to the next round.
I mean, V3 were obviously, they knew exactly what they were trying to get done there, which is just take control of upstairs. And then once we have control of upstairs, move our way through the lobby drop down. But unfortunately, they didn't get enough picks going into that attack.
Yeah, like I said, they didn't get enough picks. They started off nicely with getting 2, but then they got traded back to make it even, and then you had a Bonafall.
So V3 now opting to defend basement first.
Spiral once they lost those 2.
This is going to be the first basement we see, so this will basically set the precedent for the basement defenses for the rest of this game. Basement is very hit or miss. Some teams just know how to attack it, some teams are struggling to attack it. Teams that attempt archives attacks always tend to lose, and teams that attack the front of garage tend to always win. Now V3 going to be opting to reinforce all of the hatches. And some cameras going to be tossed out here as well. This is going to give some nitro information for people downstairs. Junior's going to be hiding his drone inside of the piano. Oh, excuse me. The hatches are open, as the hatches have been opened by the roaming Mira, who's been walking around shotgunning them all open. And now this allows V3 to have a very aggressive, very fluid roaming style on the top floor, as they have 3 hatches and 3 staircases to go downstairs. But yeah, it looks like PZD and only Psycho roaming. So this is going to be a rather interesting setup, as Pengu is going to be rappelling up the spiral. And PZD is going to be looking towards the front door, and I'm pretty sure Pengu at this point can see his leg just there, but unfortunately he's not looking at that. He's looking at the balcony towards where he is right now, and Pengu spots him immediately, and he's going to tag him and take him down.
Pengu, what the longest sidewall there.
They were taking pictures of each other.
And that's the first roamer and first frag from against V3, and now they're in a very sticky situation, as now it's leading Psycho completely alone towards the admin office, as the rest of V3's world is going to start crumbling around them, as the hatches and walls and floors are going to get opened all around them. But Kamikaze slowly lurked up the yellow stairs, and he's going to be looking towards getting a pick on Falco and Fabian. Going to spray forward, not going to get a pick, but Falco's going to twitch his way and just immediately take him down through the walls. A really good flick shot from Falco. But here comes Psycho. Psycho's already taken down Eunice. And now here's Falco. No communication going to be called out. Psycho gets another free pick onto Falco. Now it's a 3-on-3 once again, but Jerry's very low. Fabian is looking for Psycho, and Pengu is too, and Psycho's going to slowly skulk his way around towards the spiral stairs, and Fabian, meanwhile, doesn't realize that Pengu, his worst enemy, is to the stairs above him, going to flick shot and take him down with a quick headshot, leaving them in a 2 versus 3 scenario. And now it's just Gogo, and Pengu. And with 1 minute left on the clock, the prospects of Penta winning this round is looking pretty grim, as Pengu's got to push his way down yellow stairs through some barbed wire, and Goga's also outside with the diffuser, and he has some pretty nasty angles to contend with a mirror window going to be right in front of him.
Even though Thermite might be able to put them down, and those mirror windows are going to deny Pengu.
And now everything just slows down, as V3 have 2 mirror windows to contend with, and now as Pengu's going to spray through the wall, get the first pick onto Jerry, and Goga's going to refrag immediately onto Thai as a double kill switcheroo. Psycho's going to go around to the side and drop the diffuser, and now he's got a mirror window to play with. 30 seconds to go, and it's a 1 versus 1, and he's going to catch him as he goes across the black car, and Psycho with a really nice double kill there is going to save it for V3. So that's some really poor play from Penta. Pengu getting a little bit twitchy. He's going to immediately frag Fabian as he pushes across from the piano door to yellow. That was a bit of a big cock-up, and it probably costed them that round, but it's not going to be the biggest deal because it's only one round, but it might make the difference in the end.
On the Penta lineup then at that point to make the push straight in through the garage happen. And
Once again, V3 opting for a Thermite. You pretty much have to take Thermite and Habana on Consulate because of the way that the map works, and Penta are going to be defaulting to attack, defend. Why is he playing with a fidget spinner?
a win this
Fuck
match,
me.
they're gonna be knocked
People
out.
have dabbed at this tournament. People are fucking around with fidget spinners, please.
Not something that I would expect from Penta, but we also weren't expecting it yesterday to have so many 2-0s. So
Right,
this is
Penta
in realm of
defending
Falco,
downstairs now. It's 1-1.
showing that they know what they're doing.
Running a similar lineup, but Falco going to be playing on his signature pulse. Jonas and Fabian, Bandit and Jaeger respectively. Kaigo on Smoke, nothing new there, and Valkyrie on Goga. Yeah, pretty much standard picks for all of the players here. Nothing new coming out from anyone particularly, as they are just going to fully reinforce off the security box. This completely denies kind of Archives pushes, makes it a little bit more difficult for them to push in.
Yeah, previously this season though, when Penta was on Consulate, they chose first floor, bottom floor, then top floor, then back to first floor. They'd use all three in their rotation, trying to keep their defenders or keep their attackers on toes.
We've talked about this before, but the great
And now they're opening up all the windows on the top floor. This allows a lot of jump outs and peek outs and nitro positions and things like that, as V3 are all going to spawn towards the front and the east side of the map, as then there's not going to be too much going on for the front garage.
strategies from other teams, like for example in Pro League.
And once again, V3 probably going to be looking to do exactly what they did on Chalet, which is find the roamers and annihilate them, take control as much of the map as possible. As Falco's going to be making some quick pushes towards the admin office, but he does smell a bit of a rat in there because the windows are open. He knows that they're probably going to be pushing in there. Nitro comes out. He's going to hit him in the face as you hear the grunt. So really good CFO from Falco, but Psycho's already made the move down towards the Visa stairs. He's in, sorry, not PZD, sorry. Psycho he's made his way back up to upstairs bathroom. Inside this little box, Falco's got a lot of destructible walls around him, as Psycho is once again going to be pushing without a drone, but he's going to manage to kill Goga, as Goga should have had the drop on him, and Falco's going to escape in a one-for-one trade, essentially. But Junus is going to pick off Kamikaze as he's rotating around. Excuse me. And now it's once again V3 falling for one of the biggest weaknesses, which is their droning game. Thai's going to spot out Junus. And now it's going to be a little bit of a, oh shit, what do we do now from V3, as they need to start their execution with 1 minute 30 left on the clock. A lot of members of Penta inside of the Visa office, they're expecting some kind of Visa play. This, okay, reset from Psycho, that's when he's going to be doing. And now it's all on V3 to join out and see exactly what they want to do. With the Thermite alive, they can still push into the from the white. Words are hard, guys. They're going to push it into the garage with the Thermite still alive. That's exactly what Thai is. And they need Jerry to try and remove these bandit devices. Pengu's going to be playing in the kitchen. But it looks like Eunice is ready to do the bandit trick and try and deny as many of these charges as one. Here comes the EMP. He's going to hit him in the leg. It gives away his position as Eunice is already ready here, and he's going to get rid of the first bandit charge. So it's a good first bandit trick from Eunice, and now he's going to go for the second one as Thai makes it really obvious where the next one's going. And hey ho, there it goes. And now it's a full stairs push from V3 as they completely cocked that up. No joining from V3, didn't even decide to try and look. Falco jumps outside because he realizes, if I'm outside, I'm a distraction for the enemy team. It's probably a little bit early for him to jump outside. It's quite risky as Thai's going to take out Goga. Pengu, beg your pardon. And now Falco's down as Eunice and Fabian, the last two alive in a 2 versus 2 with 20 seconds left on the clock. But Eunice's position here is pretty overpowered. He can see feet before he sees players. He's going to pick up the first one. He's going to cock up his aim on the other one as Jerry's going to get the other one. It's a 1 versus 1 with 9 seconds left. And this is super risky from Penta what they did there. Falco jumping out way too early. Eunice missing his shots onto Jerry there. Really big detrimental position part of the round. That was really, really close, and it shouldn't have been that close.
It did give V3 a lot of more options there as they were able to get those kills on the peaking players. However, Penta did play it well. I think if they had played a little bit more conservatively, it might have been a dangerous game for V3. They've been really good at methodically peeking into the sites and getting.
And now it's 2-1 for Penta. Really close round, a lot closer than it should have been. V3 falling prey to their big mistakes of not droning thoroughly enough or droning with players. A lot of them like to just push blindly, and Penta have been holding a lot of sharp angles with their roamer game, a lot of slow, methodical roaming instead of aggressive pushing. And that's going to catch V3 off a lot of the time, as V3 have to enter a room, look left, look right, look around, look up, look down. But Goga, fucking Fabian, Falco, they can just play in an angle, and just hold an angle. And V3 have to peek into it, and that's really bad for them. And now V3 opting to defend upstairs now is the second choice. V3 not looking for really defending midsection. Mirror window here is a little bit of a bad positioning for mirror windows, because if that gets opened, and it can get opened very easily from outside, it completely denies the ability for you to play on the sofa connector. It denies the ability for your smoke to smoke into B from A. So we'll have to see how it goes, as V3 also looking to defend admin office too. Excuse me.
And so keeping that mirror there, some people might say, okay, can't you just repel into the window, get rid of the mirror wall? And that's not necessarily something that you'll see many teams do successfully without taking a big...
Yeah. 2 minutes 50 on the clock. Rounds just started, obviously. Falco and the rest of the team looking to an admin office take. And this is going to be the interesting one. There is a mirror window set up in the way. They're going to be joining inside and having a look at what, because Pengu gets on the roof. He's probably going to relocate onto a different window, probably towards the B window, because that's the most common position for a Blackbeard to play. And this is the point where V3 needs to realize that Pengu's going to be alone. Completely good nade from Falco, kills PZD. At this point, V3 needs to completely ignore what's going on in admin and look at where Pengu is. They can do a double jump out and kill Pengu very, very easily, because he's repelling upside down on that balcony. And there it is. Psycho jumps outside, kills Pengu as he's going to be on the balcony, but gets refragged immediately as he goes a little bit too aggressive onto Fabian, as Eunice takes on Thai as he tries to jump out as well at the same time. So that's really, really unfortunate timing from V3 as they trade 2 for 1 in that specific scenario, and they've also lost control of admin room, and it's a 2 versus 4 with 1 minute 50 on the clock. Penta have so much time. They can just take the time, drone out, find all the positions, and just slowly push in for their execution. They have all the time in the world to work with. The only issue is Kamikaze is the pulse underneath. But never mind, rip, there goes the Nitro charges. It doesn't do a speck of damage to Eunice. And now he needs to get upstairs without getting spotted out too much. Falco's going to be playing around Circle Desk to deny the Nitro. But Eunice has already made his way to mid desk, but it doesn't matter because Jerry's going to get the pick. That's a really good first pick, and what's definitely needed, but it doesn't matter because Goga and Fabian have already pushed the long corridor. And now they have bomb site control, and so 1 versus 3 with 1 minute 20 on the clock. And Kamikaze has absolutely no Nitro, and he's going to open up the spiral stairs door, giving away his position. And now the diffuser gets planted safely because they know exactly where he is, and Falco can just chill on the balcony, and the rest of the guys can literally just repel and jump outside. And Kamikaze's in a really tight position, going to spray through the wall, doesn't quite get Goga down low enough, and now it's just a little bit of sad. This is sad to watch because Kamikaze's completely and utterly fucked, as Fabian still has smoke grenades and they can't push up the yellow staircase. Another 10 seconds denied of this staircase as Kamikaze is going to be droning out or camming out where everyone is. He's going to spam through the wall here from Fabian, but it doesn't matter because Goga's ready for him inside of the CEO office.
We have now seen this to go to a 3-1 in Penta's favor.
So some great aggression from Penta establishing that beachhead inside.
What's this, Tank? What's this?
Office. I like how they were expecting the mirror window in the kitchen. That's not often used, and I like how they had the Hibana repelling onto the window just specifically to counter that. So not only did they have the
That's great.
Grenade, they had the pre-planned repel, and they were able to establish complete control over CE or admin, which is often a task that
yeah, the Brazilian fans have been talking a lot of shit on a lot of pro players' Twitter posts.
Penta with the round advantage here, 3-1. Look in the way that we saw V3 on Cholet just earlier. We'll see what V3 is going to be able to do now on their first attempt attacking console office at our bomb site.
And so, like we had said, this is
Right, so moving into the next round as we pan across from the trophies to the screen. Very well done, ESL production crew, as Penta opting to defend upstairs now. Now they've completed the trifecta of defending every single bomb site on the map, placing this awful mirror window on that wall there. And now we're going to see how this plays out. That mirror window is a huge advantage for the first 30 seconds of the round, but the moment it gets opened, you're basically screwed, as Pengu won't be able to throw smoke grenades through into the CEO office, as Goga's going to run around, open up some windows, and probably throw a Valkyrie camera or two to get some information. His Penta is running a very information-based setup with a lot of barbed wire, running 7 barbed wire and 2 nitro charges. Valkyrie camera is going to get thrown out in case of a CEO push.
Looking straight down through connector into the
Yo, Jarvis, how's it going, dude?
bomb site, giving you a lot of information again, cutting off
But V3 don't give a shit about that. Looks like they're going to be punishing towards the admin office because that has been the flavor of the month this season, as Fabian is going to have the exact same mirror window as V3, almost copycat straps. But who's the question is who's copied who? But it doesn't really matter at this point. Eunice going to be chilling out on the banana staircase as Falco is going to be chilling in the basement as Jaeger, surprisingly. First time I've ever seen Falco on a Jaeger. Penta seems to be changing up a lot of the operators. No one seems to have a specific operator that they just continually play. Looks like V3 spotting out that mirror window have completely rotated around, realizing that the mirror window in the Sophie connector room is a huge detriment for Penta if it gets opened. PZD going to repel up and open it immediately as the rest of V3 set up on the B windows. Eunice going to be chilling out here, diffuser on the floor, a little bit of a oopsie if someone forgets that. Flip side. Well, looks like someone's going to pick it up and now they can move on towards the rest of the attacking rounds.
V3 are kind of stalling out here a little bit on their attack. They have cycled from the admin side of the map all the way over to the CEO side of the map, and they're looking like they are...
So yeah, this is a good read from V3. They realize exactly what Penta's trying to do in the admin office, and unlike Penta, they're not going to try and force the way through it. They prefer an easier route instead of challenging themselves. That mirror window probably been opened at this point. Jerry's just got to be really careful of a close-by shotgun. Holes opened up towards the yellow staircase. It's going to make vaulting in a little bit more difficult, but people just need to take control of that yellow staircase. It's quite easily enough. You can throw nades in the skylight, open up the window. Flashbang's going to go in to make sure they're drawing out the cubby. Eunice gets spotted out inside of the circle desk because Eunice really thinks someone else is going to push him, but PZD is taken down by a good nitro from Goga. And this, once again, this camera is going to be chilling outside, and this is going to give them away their position. As V3 have called the rotate, but they haven't called the camera kill or camera hunt. And Psycho's inside. He's going to try and look to plant the diffuser as soon as possible. He is glass, so he can smoke the fuck out of the bomb site, hotbox it up, and then try and go for that plant. But somehow Pengu has solid snaked his way inside of Sofa connector as the window's open. A little bit of a difficult position for him to play. Psycho's not quite sure someone's going to be playing on the staircase or not, but Eunice is actually right there. Eunice is going to hug the wall as well. He's going to get right up. He's not going to spot him, and Eunice is going to get the kill, and that's the diffuser down. Psycho wasting too much time, hoping that there was going to be no one on that staircase, peeking it over and over and over again. Not too sure whether someone was there. Wastes all the time in the world, doesn't get the diffuser down. If he just vaulted in and started planting, he would have gotten the diffuser down immediately, and the guys would have had a much easier time defending this, as it looks like Penta have the diffuser and they can just do whatever the hell they want. Repel comes in and Pengu just jumps up and he's going to trade himself for Jerry, but Goga's going to get the refrag immediately. Yeah, this is a little bit bad from V3 as they're doing a lot of really poor actions and they're wasting a lot of time. They're not opting to go for these like quick plants. They're not opting to just do it like a lot of Brazilian teams just do. They're not playing instinctually. They're playing slowly. They're second guessing themselves. They're peeking something and then peeking it again because it's like, oh, what if he's there now? What if he's there now? When in reality, it's like you had complete freedom to plant that diffuser. You had 4 times the time it takes to plant the diffuser to plant it. But instead he was too occupied with making sure yellow stairs was clear. If you're so occupied with that, get a drone in the room, get your dead teammate on the drone, and leave it at that.
So in the little cubby in CEO where Glass, where you saw Glass playing, I'm sure a lot of you are like,
Maze, that's BK. Don't insult BK.
But you cannot place all the way in that corner.
BK is a really nice guy. Probably the best admin I think I've ever seen in any game. He genuinely cares about this game, so I'd really appreciate it if you didn't talk to him like that.
Pretty much the entire, yeah. If you want to play in a B, you're completely exposed. The only really cover you have is the CEO desk and the bomb itself.
Yep.
Now V3 going into their basement defense. We'll see if they're able to make this.
So here we go. Basement defense again, once again for V3. They won this last time they defended it because of Pengu's amazing reflexes onto Fabian's face. And it looks like a quick setup already towards attacking this main garage, as Pengu's going to repel his way up onto the CEO office, and that's going to cut off a lot of the rotations, a lot of nitro positions and peek outs from that position. Falco's going to drop a nice claymore here. It's a good claymore. It's going to stop anyone from running outside.
It was close though. It came down to a 1 versus 1, or actually 2 versus 1 technically. A nice clutch from side. We'll see exactly
And
how
Goga's going to open up really quickly, but Kamikaze's there immediately with the bandit charge, and rip goes that one.
I think limited to one.
He's going to get shot, tagged up a little bit from outside through the roof, I think. I'm not quite sure where we got. Yeah, through the ceiling. Junior's going to put a little bit of a shot down on him. But now Penta realize that they need to open up this door. And not only do they need to open this door, they need to bait a plant and kill Kamikaze as he goes to plant it. It's really easy to bait bandits into trying to destroy these charges. Pengu's already made his way inside of the CO office. As Psycho's going to be chilling here. As Pengu's going to relocate to yellow stairs. This is quite interesting from Pengu. He's playing on a non-destructible floor in this position, so he can't get nitroed from a pulse. But the question is Pengu going to stay there for long enough? He's going to chill on his drone, but Psycho's going to tap it out. And now Pengu's going to have to be in a little bit of a sticky situation because now he has to fully peek it instead of just sit on a drone, putting his life at a little bit more of a risk. As there's some good Valkyrie cameras placed around the map for the rest of the V3 roamers to check out. And now he's made his way successfully into the circle desk and moving his way into piano. As now he's going to have a really good positioning on Penta, and he has the ability to jump outside. He has the ability to open up the floor as the first pick from Kamikaze onto Fabian as he runs inside, so there's glass gone. So pressure through the smoke grenades is completely gone, and that's going to mean V3 can play a lot more aggressive one through these smokes, as the rest of the Penta team are lined up outside, and Pengu's of course still on that staircase. And now the real question is, what does Falco do? Falco gets the headshot on the player inside of Piano, and that's going to be the great first pick of the round. And the rest of the defenders are chilling out on the bomb site because they've got a lot of mirror windows to contend with. It's a 3-on-4 with 45 seconds left to go. All of this looks like it's in V3's favor, but it could go either way as Falco repels in, and that's going to be the best frag that V3 can take at this point, because now all of the attack is coming from one specific angle as Kamikaze is going to get the first pick. Goga's going to sort of fumble around a bit, down one, but doesn't get anyone else, and he's going to pick it off, and now it's a 4-2.
So V3 winning their second round of this map on the same exact bomb site defense. That's going to be that basement hold. And it really just, not enough roam control coming out from Penta. I mean, they lost, I think it was 3-4 players to those roamers. And they weren't expecting there to be 2 roamers. So when PZD, when they picked off the Valkyrie, there was still...
Okay, next round. Well, yeah, Penta seem to have a lot of struggles when it comes to attacking that bomb site. They can't seem to contend with these mirror windows, which is causing them a lot of trouble.
Then force the rest of their players to go upstairs and try to maintain control over the roam game, because that's what's been biting them in the butt on each and every time they're attacking this basement. However, that's
Excuse me.
to have won every single other variation of bomb sites, whether it be...
Alright, and here we go. Finally, this is the 8th round of this match. No, sorry. 7th round of this matchup. I thought it was 3-4. Silly me. Now we're going to the basement. So Penta once again have defended every single bomb site on this map, or have tried to at least. And they're running pretty much the exact same lineup as they did before, but instead of a pulse, Falco is opting for this mute. Now with Falco with his mute jammers here, he's going to mute up an entire section of the map, and he's going to play inside of it. So he'll choose an angle or a position to play, and he's going to throw a ton of mute jammers down on the floor, and that's going to allow him to essentially play the undetected or undroned at least. Camera once again from Goga going to go onto this this tree. V3 unable to detect that camera last time. Absolutely no drones there in the position to see any cameras being thrown out. As once again V3 opting for 4-man pushes on the top floor to hunt out these roamers.
Basically impossible for Junis to, actually completely lock out.
And yep, quick opening of the windows, quick drones in to check out exactly where everyone is. And Falco's going to do the roamer dance around the top floor and have a look at what he can get away with, but opting to just immediately say, bugger it, not going to jump down and immediately onto the sky. He's not going to vault over, he's going to take the slow route and run down the stairs. And V3 are in really quickly into the top floor. They're going to sweep out the entirety of top floor and make sure it's clear. We've seen them do this pretty much every single round. The results have varied, but albeit, it's what they're doing, it's what they like to do, and Falco's going to situate himself above the kitchen hatch and circle desk. And he's going to have a lot of mute jammers around, and he's also got the assistance of Goga as well next to him to be his cameraman for the portion of this entire round. And that's a big piece of information that Goga's got. Immediately he knows that they're pushing top floor. They did it last round, they've probably done it again. And these mute jammers are all over circle desk, so they have absolutely no information for circle desk and piano. So they have no idea who's in there, and they're going to have to pick this blindly. And as we're about to see in a little bit, Falco has some pretty sick angles. And there's the first one, and he's going to take down PZD with this insane angle he's got on the circle desk. He's got a million mute jammers in the room with him. So he's going to be completely fine. As Eunice just runs outside and kills Psycho. And that's a huge pick, as that's the entire usage of smokes down the drain. That's 9 smoke grenades that are not going to get any usage out of coverage. And this is that angle from Falco. He's going to get the second one of the round. It's a big pick as he's picked up both of the 3 speeds. And now it's leaving Jerry and Thai alone. Is he's going to go and try and open this as Thermite? Eunice just doesn't give a shit. Eunice is going to let him get away with this getting opened. But Fabian's meanwhile is going to frag Jerry elsewhere. And now it's Thai in a 1 versus 5. He's going to get a good pre-fire onto Eunice, but Pengu is in a prime position to kill him. He's pushed up super aggressively to the drone hole. And now he's going to look for someone up the stairs, but it doesn't matter because Pengu's playing close. And that's that. And now we're going into map 3. Penta laughing straight to the bank with us. We're going into the final map of this portion. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break, guys. We've been going for 1 hour already. So I'm going to quickly fast forward it to here. So guys, do feel free to take a couple minutes break. Go grab yourself a drink. Go do whatever you need to do. As we'll move on to the next thing in a moment. So just take your time, guys. Just chill. And we'll get the show on the road in 2 minutes. I'll give you guys 2 minutes to go get a drink. Okay, guys? But yeah, it's a pretty impressive place from V3 on map 1, just sort of walking into exactly what Penta was wanting them to walk into, but effectively just beating them at their own game, as V3 and the rest of the Brazilian scene has been very, very aggressive. They've done a lot of blind pushes into rooms without drones. It's very, very risky to do that. But if you do get a little bit fortunate on your reaction speed, and also fortunate as where you look as you first enter the room, then you can generally pick up a lot of players, you know, immediately. But unfortunately, on Consulate, it's not as easy to push blindly because the rooms have a lot of debris, a lot of objects, and a lot of corners. And the rooms are also either long or wide, so that means you're having to push into crossfires from every which angle, and it makes it really difficult to push blindly. And Falco is taking advantage more so of what they were doing by putting mute jammers, so the one little portion of where they do drone is completely denied. But yeah, Karzin, thanks to follow, man. Welcome, welcome. 1 more minute, guys, and we'll get the next match underway. But yeah, I must say the finale was very, very lackluster. I was very, very disappointed with the way that it ended. I thought it was really, really boring to watch. It was a very, very masterful play from Penta to 10-1 Brazil. Excuse me. But at the same time, it was like watching the Sisu versus Barrage match. It was like a spectacle to watch, but it wasn't something to remember, if that makes sense. It wasn't like, wow, that was amazing. It was like, wow, Brazil got absolutely hammered, and then that's all it'll ever be. It didn't feel like there was much rivalry. It didn't really feel like there was a lot of tension in the finals. It was very, very one-sided. Which is really unfortunate, because I was hoping for something a lot closer. But then again, like after like the season 3 finals, I don't think we'll ever see a finals as close as that. I think that's the problem, is that a lot of people, including myself, do relate to the future finals and previous finals as to the season 3 finals. Not because I was in it, but because even watching it, it was just fucking close. Anyway, let's get this going, guys. I know you're itching to watch the rest of it, so here we go.
CEOs usually shunned, put into a corner, and said, "Nope, sorry, you cannot be defended." We will see the basement defended on bank.
So yeah, Penta throw a curveball by going staff and open area immediately. And they're running a pretty heavy sort of like feet planted firmly in the ground setup, with running this castle and a mirror.
We're going to be seeing Penta going into that open office defense as their first sight. So they're going to be going for what we've been talking about. wait for it, a heavy roam game.
So yeah, Falco's going to be playing Mirror here, so there's a really cool couple of mirror windows that they're going to do. So they're going to completely disregard the B bomb site and defend it from A. And the only reason this is possible is because they're also going to defend above the bomb site as well. So they're doing a very similar thing that you would do with Trophy Room on Chalet, where you would do a master and office defense at the same time. Excuse me. So yeah, they're going to make a lot of holes here, there, and everywhere, and they're basically going to defend the top floor as if it was defending Master Bedroom on Chalet, as I just made the example of. And they're going to have a lot of mirror windows inside of a bomb site looking into B. And obviously the big weakness of this is a push from the main lobby, pushing all of the way down the elevator corridor. If you can sneak 2 people down there, like a Glaz and a drone, for example, you can kill Mira immediately on those windows, and you generally bypass a lot of the Penta lineup as if you can do it quietly, and that's the big key of pushing this. Also, with no people in the basement, you could probably sneak up the main stairs very, very easily in this kind of thing. You can sneak up the main stairs and just walk your way blindly into the meeting room, into the receptionist room and the CEO office, and probably get 1 or 2 picks if you're quick enough about it. But right now, V3 opting to challenge them head-on directly once again, as V3 typically do. They want to look at roamers and take them out as a 1v1 gun aim duels and things of such of that nature. But V3 have never really been a team to be crafty or sneaky. They have generally just sort of charged head-on. As Junis is going to get the first pick of the map, and it's a really good quick pick onto Kamikaze, leaving them in a 5 versus 4 with 1 minute 40 on the round. And PCD just chilling here now, opting to finally vault inside. A little bit too late in my opinion, but he's going to need to start getting himself in gear, as there's not a lot of time left on the round, and he still needs to execute on the bomb site with 1 minute 30 left on the clock. Penta still have 3 roamers. So yeah, Eunice is still chilling up here at this point. But the most of Penta have sort of revolved and sort of spiraled down towards the bomb site, or at least the lower floors, as they no longer need to hold on to not Master Bedroom, top floor, as hard as they did previously, as they've gotten a pretty heavy first pick, and they've read that V3 are taking their time. Finally now, Psycho realizes, and the rest of the team realizes, that they can push from this main lobby side, and maybe get a little bit more going in their favor, but they're going to find absolutely no one other than people under hatches as they don't look down. They're pushing blind again. V3 not droning their way through. They're not leading with a drone. They're just pushing it blindly. Pengu's going to pick off 1, and then he's eventually probably going to try and pick off this tie as he's going to slowly slice the hatch as he pushes across the opening. Misses his flick, and he's going to kick taken out by Pengu. And PCD takes down Fabian elsewhere. And now it's a 2-on-4 with 30 seconds left, and it's like, V3, you're kind of screwed, as Goga's made his way back upstairs as well, and you know, what are you going to do, V3? You've completely goofed it at this point. Wasted a lot of time, then decided to push without drones. V3 not playing it how they should be. They should be leading with drones and not droning, then the drone dies, then you push blindly. Because the player can move from this corner, to that room, to that window, to that position. There's a million places where Penta can move to. Because it's bank. And V3 are just like, yeah, I'm just going to poke my head around the corner and see what I can see.
Everything was just, they were reading V3's
1-0 to Penta.
We know once they can't come in through CEO, then they're going to start moving their way into stock.
So yeah, Penta's going to pick up Jackal for this one. I think this has taken a little bit of inspiration from Flipside. Jackal does work very, very well on Bank. And I would say only Bank is where Jackal works best. The reason why Jackal works very well is because there is a lot of ways that you can get into the building from outside and immediately spot footprints that have been left there from roamers running around. And the only reason why this works is Skylight. Jackal can walk into the Skylight and find any roamer's footsteps that have been running around towards the janitor's closet and beyond all the way down to elevators. And that's the only reason why Jackal works on this map. It doesn't work on any other map because entering the building on other maps is difficult. And when you're looking for footprints as Jackal, it's a little bit distracting. Because I played a little bit of Jackal here, there, and everywhere, but my biggest downside is that I'm always killed getting footprints, which makes him a little bit of a tricky player to play. And once again, Falco spawning spawning here completely alone, because once again, the easiest way for a Jackal to get into the building and just start scanning footprints immediately is that skylight balcony.
Through the front door. Now this is dangerous because you lend yourself exposed to if there are any roamers upstairs. In this case, there are not. V3 playing
So yeah, V3 are defending downstairs first. They're basically running a very anti-plant strategy with a Echo, with a Smoke, with a Pulse. Pulse can play inside of Gold Vault, and then he can just sort of pulse his way to the default plant position, call out that someone's planting, and then he can Nitro them, or someone else can Nitro them. As Penta are pretty intensely looking for roamers, as Falco's going to Spider-Man his way down into the main lobby. But right now, it doesn't look like V3 are running any roamers right now. But yeah, here comes the footprints, and boom, there's your first footprint, and he's found a Valkyrie. And hey, guess what? She's in the bomb site. So there's absolutely nothing gained from this Jackal at this point because everyone's on site. He's going to spot out a mismatch of footprints here, there, and everywhere as he expects someone to be in the room. But it doesn't matter because no one's in the room. Is he going to spot the front princes? Obviously, there's vaulted through the...
He's merely just checking the temperature of those footprints to realize how low they are. Eunice though gonna go for a quick drop going down.
So Eunice goes for a SWAT drop, finds Jerry immediately. It's a good first pick. Kamikaze's waiting for it though. He's going to trade him back 1-for-1. It's a quick 1-for-1, but unfortunately Penta going to come out off worse as there's not going to be hatches going to be opened up. As Falco's done it as well, but in Fabian and Pangu, it's a SWAT drop, guys. They tried to SWAT drop into the vault, but unfortunately it's completely failed as Falco gets 2. It's a really good double kill, but he's going to get flanked from PZD towards the vault entrance. It's a nice try from Penta. The best time to try this kind of stuff is in the earlier rounds, but unfortunately they just get picked off one by one instead of just jumping straight into the B-bomb site. They actually opt to go for the vault instead. So, bit of a misplay from Penta. It's a nice try. Definitely caught V3 off guard, but definitely not good enough to win the round on cheese alone. And yeah, okay, moving on to the next round. So it's 1-1 right now. Running a mute. I'm pretty sure they go off and defend the basement. Once again, I haven't really seen this entire match. I watched little bits of it here and there during team practice yesterday.
It's a very dangerous play, and unfortunately it didn't work out for Penta in this instance. Now they are going to actually be going on to their first time.
So they're defending basement with a mute. This should be interesting.
And we'll see how they choose to interpret this. Last time on the open area,
what time is it?
Very hard, but we'll see. I mean,
3 o'clock. Okay, half 3.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to because you.
So yeah, it's just going to be a typical setup from Penta. They're not running anything out of the ordinary apart from that mute, but it's not going to be a big deal running this mute. It depends on how he uses it. If he's going to use it to jam an entire room, then yeah, I can see him having a lot of impact, but other than that or beyond that, not really. Looks like Penta going to be setting up to defend server room. And here goes Falco. So yeah, Falco's looking to jam the ever-loving hell out of this open office and try and deny people from... he's going to play here in the corners and around the corners with Goga as well. So this is going to be interesting to see whether this actually works in Penta. They are jamming a relatively small portion of the map, and it's not going to make a big deal because those jammers are bypassable with clever droning. However, V3 looking to enter the top floor once again, and they're going to try and play this very, very predictable Hunt the Roamers game as this is getting jammed out. And yeah, here you go. You just sort of skirt it all the way around. And then you can probably jump over the corner of that if you wanted to risk it, but I don't think he's going to go for it anyway. And now they know, hey guys, there's probably a roaming setup inside of the open office. But the question is, does V3 actually communicate that to each other? And here, once again, I'm just going to hunt out the roamers. As they're not going to find anyone until they start to try and get a setup or an execution on the open office, as there's a 2-man roaming group here, as Goga and Falco are going to chill here as the hatch above Falco's open. And Falco can hold a pretty chill angle here as PZD is going to slice it without droning, and he's going to take some damage for his troubles. And now he knows that someone's in the room as Falco has moved away, and Goga as well back into the staff room. And PZD, if you drop this without droning, you're dead to me, because once again, you definitely don't want to be making this mistake.
PZD still pursuing this very cautiously. They have opened up a little rotation hole from the middle office into kitchen, so they can show themselves inside of the open area. Then
So at this point, the real question is, why on earth are they not just... Why are they not just destroying these jammers and then pushing inside? It's a good grenade, but it's not going to do anything as Falco is able to sneak into kitchen, and Goga's going to be chilling behind the admin desk as Dai is still outside somewhere. And a smoke grenade gone down, and that's a big thing for Penta at least. It's going to deny some more smokes when they actually go for the execution, as Goga's now pinched inside of this room. But hey guys, 50 seconds on the clock, 5 versus 5, and they've still yet to get any thermite action going. It's a good pre-fight from Goga, but nothing much is going to come of it, as Kamikaze and Psycho going to get taken down by Falco, as Jerry now picks him up as well. And that's exactly the Roma game completely done and succeeded. Goga can now run around like a headless chicken and do whatever the fuck he wants, because hey, he's done his job. And at this point, V3 are really screwed. There's absolutely nothing that V3 can do here. It's 2 versus 5. 2 versus 4, and there's an Echo still alive, and a Smoke. At this point, the round is completely forfeited, and at this point, V3 just needs to be talking about the next map, as there's absolutely nothing that they can do right now. They're just hunting kills because it's the only thing they can do. As Eunice is going to pick off the first one, and Thai's going to drop down and going to get tagged immediately, and there it is. So that was a really, really good roaming duo from Goga and Falco. Effectively, Falco was able to dance around all of the drones and find his way into the kitchen, and that was really big, as they thought Goga was left alone and trapped inside of the admin office. But V3 playing like complete twits in that scenario. They didn't send a single person towards the archives to spam through the wall. They didn't send anyone into the open office from the window. They didn't send anyone through the open office from the skylight. And they all pushed from the same angle. So that's V3 messing up, trying to play as a collective ball-based force, as they just sort of smash themselves head into whatever Penta's setting up, and they get completely caught out. And now it's a 2-1. 1-1 map score, but it's 2-1 for Penta Sports, as they're running a pretty heavy thermite, like exothermic destruction-based lineup here. And of course, we got Falco and Jackal again. This time, Jackal will be a little bit more useful because it is Teller's area. There's more places for the roamers to be other than just hunkering down in the basement. And a lot of drones inside immediately into the main lobby. So, hey guys, I think it's going to be a Teller's push because of these drone positions. And V3 running in mirror windows. They're running pull some Valkyrie. This is a pretty decent Valkyrie camera, but he actually has to get it deep in the area. There you go. The hatch is open. So V3 have basically 2 decent roamers in this scenario and 2 decent anchors, and Jaeger can do a little bit of both. But yeah, Penta set up completely for a main lobby take with Falco here and Eunice. Goga's going to start, Goga's going to make his way towards Library, as Pengu's going to be joining up from Skylight. And it looks like it's going to be a quick pinch. Fabian heading towards Library, beg pardon. Quick joining in from Eunice, going to spot out where V3 are playing. He's going to escape with his drones left, which is quite bizarre. Pengu's in quickly. He's just going to start opening up the floor, and this is going to distract some roamers, as the roamers going to start moving towards Pengu's. Pengu's needs to now play a little bit more cautious now that he's made his position aware. And Falco going to be looking for footprints and have a look where people are. PCD's in the basement, Dies inside of archives, and Kamikaze is playing towards the teller's door, as the mirror window gets opened from above really quickly. And it's a good nitro to kill Eunice, but they still got a thermite alive, so they can still get this wall open, as he's doing right now. So the wall's going to get opened momentarily by Goga. Fabian's going to be holding the cross all the way down the elevator corridor. Pengu's going to be above, looking for roamers. And Falco's holding the crossfire in towards the archives door to Tellers. And now everything's just going to really slow down. It's up to Penta to make the first move here in opening up this wall. I think it already is open at this point, but now it's just got to be waiting a little bit of time, because Penta needs to either make a move or V3 Masters need to make a move onto the roamers, as Fabian's a little bit scared of what's going underneath that hatch, but no one is actually there. Yeah, and Penta are just really taking their time here. They're really concerned about this mirror window, as PCD and Pengu are going to have a bit of an engagement. Pengu gets Psycho, but he loses 90% of his HP, and PZD knows he's up there. PZD actually drops the hatch instead. And Falco's chilling out in this elevator holding the flank. And once again, Penta's still stuck here, not moving, not doing anything. They are scared of this mirror window. And that's going to be the big issue. Losing Eunice really early means that they can't open this mirror window, and they need to try and rush inside this corner and get a plant here instead. Exactly where Thai is playing right now.
Now Ty is going to be stationed right on the other side of the filing cabinets. There was a C4 thrown out earlier. I think it might have been by Mira and not Paul. So Paul, that's going to be Kamikaze, could potentially still
But yeah,
have
PZD seems to think someone's on the stairs, but instead Falco is actually in this tunnel, and here goes the execution onto the bomb site, as it's a 2-for-1 and 2-for-3, beg pardon, and now it's V3 Masters in a 2-on-1. So Kamikaze in a 1 versus 2. He had to clutch this 1 versus 3. Sees them both leave. There goes Falco, and he's going to get Koga as well. It's a great clutch from Kamikaze in a 1 versus 3. That was really well played there. Abusing that mirror window, getting the information. Penta screwed up by having Goga and Falco both look at the exact same door. Didn't spread out their resources. Didn't spread out exactly where they're looking at. A quick play from Kamikaze is going to get him a nice, quick 1 versus 3 clutch. It's a good round to move it back to a 2-2 on bank.
There was no one from the Penta lineup in that last situation, 1 versus 2, watching the door from which they came. Kind of, you see there on
And now we move into round numero 5.
That was, they had it locked out, and they worked very hard.
So V3 going to be attacking this time. Penta going to be defending this time, running the same lineup as before. Probably going to be taking open office with this lineup. V3 not expecting this again. Going to be picking pretty much the exact same lineup as before. Thermite running a sledge this time. Or they run a sledge last time, beg pardon. Never mind Twitch. They realize the importance of getting these mirror windows open. And then they need to try and sneak these Twitch drones into opening these mirror windows. And that's going to be the hard part.
Penta going on to their second attempt on this open area defense. Now, they did successfully win this defense last time as they set up.
So the question is, V3, do you spot this out immediately? Do you know what's going on straight away? PZD needs to be really careful with his Twitch drone here. If it goes down early, then he's going to get really screwed over if he's only got 1 left. Once again, they're going to be looking upstairs to defend top floor. So the reason why Fabian's reinforcing these walls here and not reinforcing the further walls is because if they open up into Skylight, by the Skylight door here to the balcony, they can open up the wall right next to where Goga just threw that camera and get an angle all the way through the top floor. If you open up the other side, oh, there goes the mirror window. You got both the mirror windows open. That's really good. PZD got those windows open. That's very, very important for this, as Falcon now no longer has mirror windows. And now Falco, in a pretty shitty situation, is now he's going to not have any mirror windows to play with. And now V3 have a pretty big advantage coming into this round. The mirror window strategy here that the entire thing is based upon is completely gone out the window. And V3 now can probably take a little bit more time to take upstairs because they don't have to contest those mirror windows as much anymore, or at least worry about them. So PZD is going to opt to try and destroy or look for roamers, destroy cameras, try and find as many as they can, but he's not going to find anything so much just as yet. As V3 once again really desperate to push these the Penta players from straight on. V3 to get into the map quicker could easily push through the basement, get up the main stairs and push up the Skylight main stairs. And get up here a lot easier than previously. We're opting obviously once again in typical Brazilian fashion to try and fight this head on. The question is this going to be successful? It was successful on Chalet because Penta brought the Brazilian game to Brazil and got beaten in it. But this is something different. This is something unique from Penta. And Nitro quickly from Falco doesn't quite catch him off guard there. But V3 are going to quickly envelop this top floor very, very fast. And it's the right decision here. Penta decided to drop and then immediately begin the roaming game again. They're going to go all the way down to the basement this time and hold the staircases as they try and push down and try and get any pincer maneuvers from the top floor. So this is a really well thought out strategy from Penta. They lose top floor, so they take control of basement very, very quickly. These mirror windows obviously broken, so getting inside is going to be a lot easier for the V3 lineup. So Eunice and Jerry basically standing on each other's shoulders at this point, and 40 seconds left on the clock, and it's a 5 alive versus 5 alive, and this is going to be really, really difficult for V3 as they have to contend with 2 or 3 roamers still as they're going to thermite their way inside of the admin office as Goga's going to get the first frag, and that's going to be really big as they come into a bit of a crossfire and they don't drone out Pengu once again. Poor droning. Pengu's going to rush out, but he's going to pick off the thigh as he goes aggressive. Just holds the sprint key a little bit too long as Fabian's now underneath this desk here. They don't know where he is, and Fabian's going to go undetected completely as Goga gets another one. And Thai's going to push open, try and plant the diffuser in the middle in front of Fabian, and now it's over as Eunice is going to pick off PZD as he pushes inside, and still with the mirror windows open, V3 playing way too slowly, and then their execution to the top floor was done too slowly. And Penta, the moment that they get contested, the moment that their strategy in the top floor is broken apart, they just immediately drop to basement and begin the roam game again.
Upstairs control, open up holes, line to sight into the defenders who are anchoring on the site itself, and then go for that push.
No Swagnum they got opened. The mirror windows got opened by the Twitch drone at the start of the round.
For V3, since they're not familiar with this particular defense, they were unable to go through the motions and get all those steps out of the way. They kind of tried, they did establish control upstairs, but they didn't utilize it to the fullest extent that they possibly could. They didn't actually get into the anchors from upstairs. Because of that, going into the push itself, collapse from Penta was to be expected. Now,
Alright, now going to the basement with V3 Masters. Penta unsuccessfully able to attack this last time, if I do believe correct. Because they did try and do that SWAT drop.
This is definitely far from one-sided.
Yeah, you're right. And for those of you that are just joining us at home right now,
And the question is now, can this Monty make a big difference here? V3 Masters not running a mirror, so this Twitch will be a little bit underused here. It's not really going to get too much information gained out of that Twitch drone, not too much of the electronics being destroyed, so on and so forth.
Right, also, aside from that, I mean, we have 2 Brazilian teams making it into the semifinals.
So some good cameras going to be thrown here from Psycho. It's basically just some simple information gaining, and another one probably going to be thrown inside of the server room. And now here it goes. Penta looking to do a straight-on server push as Pengu's in very quickly.
Pengu trying to go for a quick rush here. He realizes Ty's going to be here, but he's got 2 people on him. Moves on over, spots out Ty, and now we have a shock drone. I believe that's going to hit him.
So that's really good. He has to contend with the shock drone, or he has to contend with Pengu. He can't do one or the other. As soon as he turns it back, Pengu just drops his shield and kills him. It's a really good one-for-one trade. As Fabian, I'm pretty sure, learnt that from this stream when we were talking about this earlier when we were watching other VODs, that if you force a Monty into a Twitch, Monty on a Twitch drone, he has to turn for the Twitch drone to kill the Twitch drone. The Monty drops the shield and gets the kill. As Jerry's going to be playing on the side stairs here, and he's not really going to get too much information out as he is essentially pinched in the scenario. And Falco's going to rush him really aggressively as this Pulse is going to try and run away and gets killed, picked off very quickly from Falco. And the Thermite charge is going to be going against the back wall and not the side wall. And this means that Pengu can just sort of back his way inside and then start planting the diffuser with the shield on his back. And that's going to be really strong as Falco can cover him with the smoke grenades. And Pengu should be perfectly fine here once his gas grenade dissipates.
I believe that is the final gas grenade from Kamikaze. You can see him moving off of that red hallway wall.
But V3 a little bit concerned that there is a room, which there is. There's one right above the hatch right now, but Goga's going to be planting the diffuser anyway. Here comes out the smoke. It's going to start tagging Goga. Goga's going to hold it anyway and survive because of it, but he does get Pengu, which is a little bit of a reward for his troubles. But now it's a 3-way crossfire, and now they need to try and contend with this. Kamikaze saw his legs, but didn't actually try and shoot him, so that's a really bad misplay there. As Goga's going to pick him off for his misplay, and PZD is a 1 versus 3 right now, and he's going to need to try and get back onto the bomb site as fast as possible. As Falco's going to push in very, very, very aggressively right here. And now comes the really odd moment as Falco is covered there. He's going to drop. Falco's going to get picked off right there, and now it's a 1 versus 2 as Goga's going to hold the same angle that he had for Kamikaze, and Penta win the round with that really, really smart Twitch multi-play at the start of the round. That's going to give them quick access inside of the servers room, sparing no time at all. Exactly one of the big reasons why you lose these basement attacks is because you run out of time trying to take server room. Some teams freeze like a deer in the headlights trying to take the server room because they really struggle with the player behind the server rack. But instead, Penta just in there really quickly with the Monty and a Twitch drone. and they give the Echo an ultimatum. Shoot the Twitch Drone, get shot by the Monty. Deal with the Monty, get zapped by the Twitch Drone. You have a finite amount of time, and you definitely need help of another teammate to kill that Twitch Drone, or else you're just going to keep getting shocked over and over again. That's exactly what we saw. And here we go, once again, moving into the next round, and Penta are up 4-2, and now they're defending basement, which they won last round. So all of the cards right now are in Penta's hand, and now it's up to V3s to do something spectacular to win this round. They need to basically win this round in a magnanimous fashion, or else it's going to be the end of the game for them, and Penta are going to be moving into the finals.
I would say the complete opposite. I would say, if you want to hold server
Penta not running a pulse, opting for an Echo in stealth in the hands of Fabian. And it looks like Falco's going to be moving on to the... Okay, so Falco's playing Valkyrie right now, and Goga's playing Jaeger. So right now, like, Penta are tossing around some of these operators, and it doesn't really seem like any of them play a specific operator all of the time. It doesn't look like they're trying to min-max who plays what. Instead, they're just swapping them around as everyone can just play everyone. Excuse me here. Wards reinforced there so Fabian can play there freely. And V3 are looking to do the exact same thing that Penta did previously, but Jerry's going to get immediately smoked out as the first smoke from Pengu is gone. That smoke grenade was thrown within 20 seconds of the round starting, so it's very, very early, but there's a double drone going on here right now. As Kamikaze and PZD looking to take control of Skylight, but they're going to have to deal with Jonas and whoever the fuck is playing Jaeger this round. Echo drone on Jerry, and now he's going to be pushed back and back and back. As the last smoke grenade from Pengu's thrown with 2 minutes still left on the clock, it's very, very early. Falco's got one Nitro here, so he can play here quite heavy-handedly with his Nitro. He's got a Jaeger ADS to assist him as well. So here goes the barbed wire and also the pre-play smoke grenade, but unfortunately the barbed wire is not destroyed fully because you need to directly impact the barbed wire with the Ash charge or else it doesn't actually break it. As Psycho's going to smoke his way towards and inwards. Pengu peeks out and he's going to immediately one-tap by Psycho. An aggressive peek cost him some life, but it's a good Nitro from Falco. How he killed Jerry there, God only knows. And now it's a 3 versus 4. Penta have completely shut down this push to the service room, and now they've got to contest Eunice now, who's snuck his way onto the servers here. And now also Falco pushes into the room, and he's going to get the first pick as well with the help of the mirror. Not the mirror, beg pardon, and the Echo drone. And Eunice is going to pick up Thais, he pushes towards Falco. And now it's a 4 versus 1 as PZD is going to have to try and SWAT drop his way down. And here he goes. And he's in quick, but he's not moving fast. He's on camera, and he's been spotted going towards gold. But hey, the diffuser's in service, so they just have to defend the diffuser and hold the crossfire on this corridor. And Eunice is going to one-tap him in the face. And Penta are in the grand finals. What a surprise.
A fantastic defense from Penta and a great effort from V3 overall. You can see there, Penta, they're extremely excited to be pushing themselves into the grand finals, keeping the hopes and dreams of Europe alive. And you know what, honestly, despite the fact that V3 got eliminated.
Cool, so we'll be looking at the finals right now, which is 54 minutes long, which is just the perfect time for me. We're going to be playing Border, but I'm going to let you guys have a quick 2-minute break because we have been doing this for quite a while. So guys, do feel free to take 2 minutes break, come back when it's 1:45, and we'll start up the next round. That gives me a chance to answer some questions in chat and also drink a shitload of water. Oh, right, okay. Help me, mate. I just came from Zarnik stream and he's arguing tooth and nail that thermite smokes is not a nerf. How can it not be a nerf? Smoking and planting is thermite's bread and butter. It is a nerf. I don't know exactly why Zarnik's saying it's not a nerf. It is a big nerf to his utility. It's a nerf to his team play ability because you can make some pretty hefty plant thermite open a wall, smoke the room, and plant immediately plays. Like, that is a possibility, and that is technically a nerf because you will not be able to do that as effectively anymore. You'll have to use Glaz's smokes or someone else's smokes. So it is a nerf. Albeit it's not a big nerf, but it's a nerf nonetheless. At least V3 versus Penta was intense back and forth. We all know the next match was a slaughter, yeah. No problem, Mizugashi. I don't know if it's smart to take smokes from Thermite, though, when Hibana is so much preferred over Thermite at the moment. The reason why they did it isn't to nerf Thermite, it's to nerf Glaz. Because the problem is that Glaz has more enablers other than himself. A typical team lineup has 9 to 12 smoke grenades, which means Glaz is essentially... Glaz has an uptime of whatever the number of smoke grenades you have times 10, because a smoke grenade lasts around 10 seconds. So Glaz can be enabled for a total of 120 seconds. That's 2 minutes of a 3-minute round that Glaz can have a smoke grenade or something smoked. Supply Terror, thanks for the follow, man. Ash get frags? No, she's getting flashbangs. How do you think Pedux would have fared against Brazilians? I don't know. I've never played against Brazilians. In your mind, you have ways in your head to counter the Penta playstyle? Yes. Bomb site droning. What are they replacing smokes and thermite with? Flags, flashes, breaches? They'll probably give him breaches. If they give him breaches, it's like, oh, okay. It's kind of whatever. I think thermite needs some sort of ADS ADS food though. So flashbangs would be really good. You think we'll see Monty Glass for more smokes? Maybe. Do you think Nesk of Black Dragons is good? Everyone's saying he's beast, but didn't see anything special from him though. Here's why Nesk is a god. Here's why everyone thinks Nesk is a god. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4K do Nesk! Impressionante! O que está acontecendo, Retalha? Revolt sozinho, será que ele consegue levar mais uma situação complicada para ele? Tem um pique melhor, o Nesk!
1v5.
Consegue um clutch espetacular!
That's why Nesk is really good. He carried his team to the finals. He is nuts. He is probably the 3rd best player in the world right now. In my top 5, he is number 3. Alright guys, let's get this show on the road. Who are the top 2? Fabian and Falco.
Upstairs and that ventilation right
Fabian, Falco, Nesk, MVK, Canadian. Shate, it's like Shate, Noted, Pengu, Skies, Kanto. That's my top 10.
Step number 1, opening up that A-wall directly into the armory site itself. Step number 2,
in that order. So anyway, we're looking at Black Dragons vs Penta. This is the grand finals. This first map, spoilers guys, is a stomp. So put your feet up and prepare your lulls because this is about to get funny.
On attack, also have to keep in mind that there are roamers downstairs, especially if there's a pulse on the enemy team who can C4 up from underneath.
So yeah, Penta going to be defending top floor first, doing pretty standard, bog standard reinforcements. Going to reinforce the in-between portion of office and as well as the fountain. They're running a mirror, so we're going to see some pretty obvious mirror windows as Goga's going to place a very common camera on this map as well. Excuse me. Jarvis. My top 10 is Meepy times 10. To be fair, Jarvis, you're like, on my list, you're like, probably like 12 or 13. Because you've got some pretty nutty plays in the past. Yeah, Eunice isn't making an impact, as much as an impact in Penta as he has been doing in the past. He's very much chilled out and taken the back seat. As KS would probably be like 11th. Like, Penta have a lot of good players, which is why they're doing really good this way. And there's Nesk with the first frag of the game. Is this like the highest quality I got?
Play by Nesk, unfortunately. Eunice getting caught off guard there. That means one man off the board already for Penta.
Now we do have Nesk. He's playing the Ash, trying to go for the shots there onto Pengu. Good to take
Alright, so Pengu's going to take a little bit of damage right here as Nesk has made his way already onto the B balcony and picked off a quickly picked off one of the Penta lineup. This is why I understand why ESL kept telling us to change our names to name then organization, like Brazilians have. Much easier to commentate, analyze, and cast with, because I can tell exactly who's playing what. But either way, it looks like a pretty standard sort of like pinch the map from the top side. Typically, when you want to take office, you kind of need monitors, so most attacking lineups revolve around taking monitors very, very quickly. And hey ho, hey look, where all Black Dragons are, they're taking monitors. As they get some really quick drones going in, as they get the drones in the middle of the lockers and bench. But they've got to contend with this mirror window right here, but this mirror window is really easy to open. You throw an EMP down at the same time as you Habana it, and then it gets open, but hey, guess what? They're not running a Habana. So what they can do with this mirror window is they can smoke it all up, and then they can just crouch in front of it and plant immediately. That's why this mirror window on the side in the small office here, it needs to be crouch height, or else you just crouch underneath it. And then plant it, as Nesk has made his way really quickly inside. And Nesk is looking for pulse at this point, but there is no pulse running on the Penta lineup right now. Move out of the way, sorry guys. So Yuk's gone down somehow in the middle of all of this, and how... Zig somehow got his way to bench, and Yuk's gonna... never mind. Dude, I'm trying... It's really hard to commentate Penta because all the fucking names like Penta then names. It's hard to get this going, and Nesk needs to flank around really quickly, and I think this is the only round Black Dragons will win this game. It's a pretty quick flank as Pengu picks off Diogo, and Chaos is going to get killed by one, and here comes Nesk with his 4K.
A lot of things going in the way of Black Dragons early in that round and then later into that A-wall push. I mean, you saw the Twitch open up that mirror window to allow the continuation of that push directly into the side.
So yeah, Nesk goes really big on the first round, does exactly what he did in the Latin American Pro League season. Just goes in with his big balls and just shoots everyone in the face. And it's exactly what the Black Dragons needed to secure that round, as their initial plant was getting really, really thwarted and throttled because of the way that Penta was playing it. And then here comes the shitstomp, guys, so I hope you're not expecting something close.
I think one of the things to notice about Nesk, though, is it seems like his team plays a four-man strat, and Nesk works around that.
He's pivoting around that,
He's pivoting around it, and it works out very well for him. I've seen it fail for other teams, though.
Yeah, so what we often see on, if you're going to take North control outside of Armory on an attack, you're going to be investing a lot of utility and a lot of players in taking said control, because it is difficult to get a player up on top of that stand.
So yeah, Black Dragon opting to defend upstairs first, as most teams do anyways. Reinforcements between Office and Fountain. Leaving us some of the walls on B unreinforced is a little bit shaky, but it might mean that there might be a mirror window there, potentially. That's a really good camera from Nesk. That's going to give him a lot of information of the B balcony. And he's going to prep it as well in case they need to do any aggressive plays there. But it looks like Penta is setting up for a monitors take, as do 90% of the teams in this game, as Chaos is going to teleport around. And this is basically the match where Chaos goes big boy mode and then kills everyone. So yeah, it looks like the Nesk, fucking Zig and Dio have pretty much a three-man triangle-based crossfire in these three positions of Fountain, Office, and the B bomb site, but that doesn't really matter because Pengu doesn't give a shit, and the rest of his team, they are looking to push towards monitors and the A wall. They're going to do pretty much the exact same thing of what Black Dragons tried to do, except they're probably going to be a little bit more successful. This mirror window that you're seeing here from Yuk is going to provide him a little bit of information, but peeking this is generally difficult. And it's also complete detriment to your team when it's opened. So that's why you don't place a mirror window on that wall, because you just open it up from below and you get completely destroyed because of it. But it looks like they've saved a mirror window potentially to put on this other wall where the mirror is currently playing, and now they're going to go for a quick thermite inside. So this is pretty much a checkbox list from Penta right now. It's like, all right, guys, get the mirror window open from below. Check. Get the wall opened. Check. So yeah, Fabian's going to quickly open up from below bench with the help of someone else right now, looking for the drones. As Nesk is going to slowly rotate his way inside here, but right now it's really late for Black Dragons. They've not really even decided to rotate someone into office or rotate someone across the long corridor into kitchen. They're playing this very, very slowly and cautiously. Not a lot of roaming and rotations as finally the Roma gets the first kill. Zig kicks off Eunice and KS is looking to refrag him pretty quickly. And there it is. There's the first frag from Chaos. It's a good first frag. He's not going to reload because he suspects a second person pushing. As Pengu's made his way onto short, he's going to melee the door. They're very, very risky to do because if someone flicks to that and pre-fires it, he's going to drop down really quickly as Penta have immediately decided to completely switch it over and go for a B instead of an A attack as they realize no one's in office and there's no barbed wire, so they're in really quickly. It's a quick switch up and they don't want to deal with that mirror window that suddenly appeared there on that wall. And a quick plant from Goga on the wall means that Neski is not going to be able to get his nitro off as he tries to push forward. Pengu's going to get a kill on him. One, or Oni, as whatever the fuck you call him, is going to slowly work towards monitors in a 1 versus 4 as Chaos went really big this round, getting a couple of quick entry picks, exactly what Penta needs and exactly what they needed to win the round, and Pengu's going to drop shot with the pistol.
We're going to have this go to 1-1 right now.
Great attack from, a great attack from Penta, and a good adaptation to that. They poised themselves to take control of CCTV, they did just that, and then they were looking to push in through the A wall, but after that second mirror window ended up in the small office, they decided, you know what, we're not going to push in through A, we're going to opt to go ahead and move around to offices.
So it wasn't, Eunice isn't the one that plays with arrow keys, it's Falco that plays with the arrow keys.
But unfortunately, they were a little bit too slow there. They got picked off in the process. So good, that's the adaptation we expect to see from Penta, and it's awesome to see it here in the grand finals.
One of the things that I've seen.
Alright, anyway, here we go. Next round, 1-1 for now. And they're going to opt to defend downstairs immediately. So what they're looking for here is control over bathroom, as well as the bomb site. They're going to basically try and defend one half of the ground floor. And this is basically makes it so that attacks from tellers are a little bit more trickier because they have to contend with a castle barricade in the way. And it looks like it's also going to be an extended defense upstairs to try and defend the hatches for a little bit longer. Chaos is going to place the mirror window that we see commonly on this wall in the small office inside of Armory. And other than that, it's a pretty bog standard setup from Penta Sports. They looks like they really haven't it looks like Penta haven't really experimented very much on this match, and they're doing a lot of default stuff, this is the kind of shit that I see a lot. I play a lot of this map. We play a lot of Border, and I've played a Border against a lot of different teams, and every team has their own little way of doing it. Well, this is the kind of stuff that we saw at the very beginning of this season, and the meta on Border has evolved beyond what this is, at least on EU and NA. So we're seeing some really, really common stuff right here. Goga here in a very, very risky position. Someone could quickly and easily drone him out and then one-tap him through the barricade. But other than that, it looks like the Black Dragons are opting to get on the B balcony. They're not going to really get much out of this as the room is entirely barricaded off and Goga has a mirror window to assist him in defending this. So he should be pretty safe when it comes to the rest of this, as Nesk is going to try and challenge him here and there and everywhere in the windows. And Black Dragons are just going to skulk away around the map and look for the easiest way into the bomb site. He's expecting this drone, but it's not going to push towards him. It's going to slice him wide and not going to see it. And Black Dragons right now have split up almost into individual units as they drone out everything in the map and find out exactly what Penta are using, playing, and holding. Thermite finally goes over, opens up the wall into the armory. This is exactly what Black Dragons needed to do, and they did it with 1 minute 30 left on the clock, so it's a little bit slow. They could have done this a lot quicker. Other than that, it looks like they now need to contest with opening this mirror window. Typically, the easiest way to open up this mirror window is to go underneath, but you can't go underneath because that's the bomb site, and Nesk is just going to play this really quickly. He's going to try and wallbang Goga here, but Goga's gone drop shot here. A little bit of poor communication with the teammates, not calling out that he's gone prone, leaving Nest to spray at a head height. Nothing much is going to come of that as he regroups the rest of his team. And one is just going to slowly play this and try and find out exactly what he can get done here. He might be able to get this mirror window if he does it quick enough and is sly enough. Oh, misses it and he's going to immediately get fragged back. That was a really poor play there from One, as he's going to try and peek out towards the mirror window, realizing his mistake, and rotate around. And now, hey, guess what? Black Dragons are running out of time. They've basically gotten absolutely no ground gained.
And Yuk instead has just waltzed into the bomb site.
So they're going to quickly run onto the bomb site, and Yug gets the first panic knife of this matchup. You're going to see a lot more of those. He gets killed because of it. Chaos good spray through the wall, and the two players inside the bomb site are now dead, and now it's left to the people holding the flanks outside. One not really opting to jump inside as Nesagawa has somehow made his way in top.
As he rotated around, he is going in for the plant inside of the site at the moment.
Open up the floor here, try and pick off Chaos, but it doesn't matter because Chaos is going to nitro him as Fabian tries to push to the front door. Diogo is going to go down, and now it's in a 1 versus 2 as Chaos gets some pick off. Drop shot's going to come out from Goga and get picked off as a 1 versus 1 from Chaos. And there you go. So Chaos once again with a big 3-4K that round. Went absolutely huge. It just killed everyone that he faced off.
Incredibly clutch round from Penta and an incredible attack overall from Black Dragons. Both of these
So Black Dragons basically realizing that there's nothing much that they can do with that mirror window, they opted to just vault into the B bomb site, which is going to be really, really risky because the rest of the Penta lineup are ready for it, and they're going to get picked off whilst doing it. It's a kind of a risky panic play almost, and they went for it and it failed.
they also forced
That's just kind of how these things go sometimes.
back to the site. And after that, Neski went into the upstairs in Armory, started to try and apply the pressure from top down, but the round was being executed so incredibly fast that it did not matter. The Nesk had control of upstairs. Now,
So yeah,
putting themselves
Black Dragons going back to
here.
Black Dragons going back to upstairs. I need to drink
Will
more.
not see the same adaptation coming out from Black Dragons. They are going to try and force out that Armory defense rather than going down into ventilation. We'll see how Penta choose to attack this site yet again. Previously, they were successful. They came from the CCTV room, opened up that A wall.
So Black Dragons are running 3 nitro charges and 4 barbed wire.
But then they opted
So basically the barbed wire placement has been very, very shoddy.
and start their push into B. That caught
Black Dragons, no barbed wire in the office or on the B bomb site. Random barbed wire on like the kitchen door, for example, is like no one's going to be challenging that. No one's going to try and prevent people from walking into that too much. So it's a really poor place for your barbed wire. It's much better used closer to the bomb site.
cameras that he used previously in the quarterfinals, I believe it was, or maybe it was the no, it was quarters.
I think it was the quarters, and I remember seeing him throw that, but I don't remember seeing him have what angle that actually gave him. Here, it actually gives him the entire south balcony.
There's a lot of information being gathered.
Never mind. It looks like Yuk's going to play here close to the shotgun. Going to get droned out literally immediately. So that's his position gone. Quick spray from KS as he's now going to try and get him out here with a grenade. He's been double droned out by Junis and Fabian. And here goes the perfectly cooked grenade. Going to go inside. Never mind. Jaeger device. Eunice probably going to run up, throw a flashbang in. There he goes.
Throw in his flashbangs, make sure
And here we go. Nice grenade here from KS. And Yuke's going to go down. And now it's left alone to the Pulse inside the room. And the question is, does he want to drop or does he want to continue to play in this position? And things are going quickly sour for Black Dragons as now it's going to be pretty scary, to say the least. As Zig is completely alone and KS is going to slowly crouch inside. He's playing towards the window. And he's picked off because he didn't really check this angle from Diogo.
drop the shots there onto Eunice. Now Zig is here.
And KS gets the refrag immediately on Zig. KS is going big this game. He's playing very, very well.
Favor of Penta.
Penta have now established control over CCTV, and all they have to do is start Pengu with another kill on the net.
Pango killed Ness somehow as he was pushing up the east stairs. So that was a little bit of poor timing right there. At this point, the Penta are really disrespecting this position of the Jaeger right here. There's like absolutely no pressure onto Jaeger playing in this position, as Penta are now slowly starting to rotate around to the B bomb site. And I don't know why Penta keep doing this. It worked the first round, but for this second round, it technically shouldn't work, even though I already know it will work.
They could just waltz
Spoiler alert.
to A through the doorway from the balcony, but I don't
But
know
A is
where.
completely open. They can just walk into it. But Penta are opting to push this head on. Maybe they haven't droned it a little bit too much. Maybe they should drone A bomb site now to see if they can rotate it back again a little bit quicker. But they're just going to dump a shitload of smoke grenades into the room and see if they can go for a plant whilst Fabian gets aggressive. He's going to pick up the first pick onto one. And Diogo is now looking for the other one.
He's here coming to the offices. Plant is going to go down. No utility left on him.
So he's locked out the bomb site in a 1 versus 3 now. So Penta made the correct play in smoking everything out. They would have a much easier plant if they just sort of just walked into A. But at the same time, it works out for them, so you can't really knock them too hard for it.
But it's not going to be
And he's going to slowly push up as the beep goes off, and it's going to give him away.
the left side is going to be Pengu.
And here comes Glaz, and there he is.
He will get the shot there on the Diorigoi, and we will have Penta secure round number 4.
Yoigoi would have had to get an ace to win that. That would have been impressive to say the least. So, what happened there is Penta was very successful in taking control of CCTV.
3-1.
We have seen other teams struggle with going into border.
So that was exactly pretty much a big stomp round. Penta in the right places at the right time. Kind of scuffed it a little bit on the end. They could have just walked into the A-bomb site, maybe sent one player to office, in a sense, to try and make them rotate a bit quicker. Otherwise, that is fine. Not the end of the world.
And we did see Doyagoi getting some trades, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough for Black Dragons. Now Penta are starting to waltz away with this lead. They are in a 3-1 situation here, and they will be defending.
Alright, so Penta opting to defend upstairs this time, probably feeling a little bit more confident in defending this after they lost it the first time they played it. Opting to run pretty much the exact same lineup, no Pulse, no Echo. Other than that, pretty standard picks, and like I said before, it's basically like Penta's setups on this map are very outdated. This is the kind of stuff that was being done at the start of the season, and it's slowly adapted over time that this kind of stuff doesn't work anymore. For example, the mirror windows that KS are placing right there is easily destroyable with a little bit of coordination from Black Dragons, but never mind. Black Dragons won't be able to destroy that mirror window because they don't have a Hibana.
Because you'll have Ness go underneath and use his Ash Charge to open up the floor, but never underneath that particular mirror window. We'll see if they choose to do that this time, or if it's.
So now its question is, what does Black Dragons want to do? Running a Thermite is pretty telegraphed. They're going to maybe try and get the way into the A-bomb side from the A-wall, but the fact that they're all spawning on this side may mean something else. But the question is, if they're just going to rotate around to the A-bomb site, why on earth are they spawning on the far east side of the map? But we'll definitely have to see exactly what they're trying to do. They are pushing from the south and east corners of the map. See exactly what they want to try and get done. But yeah, it looks like Black Dragons are once again rotating all the way around to the balcony here, and it's seriously begging the question, like, what on earth are they doing? Why are they spawning so far away? They've wasted 1 minute of the round, and they've gained absolutely no foot ground. They've not even gained control of monitors yet, and time is ticking. The clock is ticking down.
So I said there was actually a mirror by window, and I was in fact wrong. There's a mirror very much farther inside of office on that wall there, as you saw. And that's an interesting choice.
So now Black Dragons just need to sort of waste a little bit of time here, open up the walls, checkbox all of the areas, and here comes the Twitch drone to try and open that mirror window. Going to remove a camera, and Pengu's going to hear that thing immediately and jump to attention. When it comes to taking down mirror windows, the drone needs to go immediately for the mirror window and not try and deal with other electronics, or else the Twitch drone is just going to get shot immediately, and Pengu's going to pick up Zig as he pushes towards bench. And the floor below him is going to get open, and it's going to be 80% of his HP just gone immediately, because that's what an Ash Charge directly underneath you does. And Fabian and Pengu are both very low, taking some shots and an Ash Breach, respectively. And the drone gets killed immediately, so that means he's holding the Pixel Peak inside of the window. He's going to run away and then smoke it out as he runs back. And at this point, it's up to Black Dragons to see what they can do at this point. What they can do is they can smoke up and plant underneath that mirror window directly, because there's absolutely no way to stop someone in that. There's absolutely no way to stop someone planting in that doorway if you're in that mirror window. The mirror window does get open now, as Ness gets the first frag of his team on Eunice, and that's important, as that's the Roamer's dead, as Goga now becomes to go back to the site, as Yuk kicks off Penta. Pengu, beg pardon, but he's going to go in deep, and Chaos is going to get the first pick. Yuk going too aggressive here. Literally just needs to hold the angle and wait for this, as Chaos makes his way towards bench. He's going to get the third one, and here comes the fourth one. This is why KS is going big. KS basically carried this first match of the Grand Finals in a pretty dominating fashion. He runs inside, and Goga gets another one, and there you go. Now it's 4-1. And basically one hell of an ass-kicking and a stomp.
Yeah, Penta is able to win this next round. Going into attack, they will be able to lock out this first map on border. Very impressive, to say the least. I honestly was expecting Black Dragons to be a lot more dominant on this particular map, but Penta are showing they are not going to be giving any leeway.
This is not gonna lie, guys. Like as I'm trying to talk about this, I'm finding issues on talking about things because of how one-sided this finals was. Like, I understand Fabian was just being modest and saying, "Oh, it was a lot closer than the round score suggested." It wasn't. It was a stomp.
He got rid of Bunker. He took Pengu enough to make the push actually happen. I can't help but feel that that mirror window needs a little bit more attention coming from Black Dragons. Now, I'm not sure who opened it up, but I thought I saw Junis actually open up the mirror window in the small office intentionally in the middle of that round. It could have been a Twitch drone for all I know, but all the same, it was a little bit too little too late. And that contention from the window itself has really been holding up the Black Dragons attack going to that A wall. Now, Black Dragons...
What do you mean by stimulants? Do you mean like...
Sorry, Penta was the first team to be able to...
Do you mean the things like Adderall, or do you mean like energy drinks? So moving into support spoilers, the last round of this map, as Penta Sports are looking to close this thing out 5-1. They're opting for a Monty this time to do a back plant on the wall. And hey, guess what? They're all setting up for a Monitor's take as they're going to slowly work their way over there. And this poor mirror window gets placed here. And the problem with this mirror window is it just gets destroyed immediately if there's a Hibana. And guess what? Hey, there's a Hibana. And they're just going to push in really quickly and aggressively and take control of monitors, yada yada. It seems like Black Dragons have absolutely no experience on this map. And any experience they have on this map is outdated. As we slowly look at this scenario, Natra gets blown, taking 1 health off Pengu as Nesk tries to run out and melee him. Fortunately, Nesk doesn't have Brazilian ping, so he can't teleport behind him. KS is going to open up this mirror window because you can. It's a really bad mirror window because of exactly this reason. You should run inside and open it easily. And Nesk is going to run around towards the bench and run around the middle of the bench area. And here he goes for the Kobe. He's going to toss it over. It's a good nade. It almost catches out Nesk as Thermite goes towards opening up the wall. And that's basically an anti-bandit nade that he threw there. That nade goes off, destroys any EMP, any bandit devices on that wall. KS is going to pick up Yuk from underneath. And now it's basically all in Penta's hands. They can plant whenever the hell they want. Zig is off-site. That means there's only 2 people on-site. Diogo's in Fountain for some reason, so I don't know what on earth is going on with this Black Dragons lineup, but it seems that they've really sort of tilted at this point, as they're making a lot of mistakes. Pengu is looking for any Valkyrie cameras, and Eunice is looking to try and stop someone in this mirror window. It's a really good Nitro, but it doesn't go quite far enough for Eunice, and the window gets opened as well. And here come the smokes. And Pengu's going to sort of back his way in and plant the diffuser with the shield on his ass, so he's going to be completely fine. The smoke coverage is going to allow one to get picked off by Fabian, and it's a 2 versus 5 with 45 seconds left on the clock. A little bit of a complimentary prize there from Goga going down to Diogo, and now they need to clutch the ever-loving fuck out of Clutches. Are going to get shot from the floor. This is a really good position from KSC. He's going to stop the crosses as they try and come through. And Quick Grenade going to go under as well, as Pengu's going to start to aggressively push towards him. Because at this point, Pengu can just have a little bit of fun with him. And then it's all over, boys, with a 5-1. All right, guys, 2-minute break. We're going to start the next map. I'm really sort of sorry, guys. Like, this is pretty boring. So yeah, there was like a 10-minute break until the next map started. So you guys go get a drink. We've got about 20 minutes left, and we'll finish that one out, and then we'll call it quitsies on the stream. Prescription stims like and even illegal things like cocaine and amphetamines. I don't know of anyone who's doing drugs in Pro League. That's news to me if someone's doing drugs in Pro League. I think things like Red Bull's fine, but like Adderall, that's a grey area. But yeah, guys, go take a pee, go get a drink, go take your time. We'll be back in 2 minutes, okay, guys? So when this clock says 1 minute, when this clock says 1:15, we'll get the show on the road. Supply Terror, thanks for the follow. Do you think the players will start switching regions anytime soon? No, not enough money for that. Not enough money for that. You got to understand that if a player is switching a region, then they need to be inside of a gaming house, or else it's financially just definitely not worth it. But the game isn't there right now. Any tips for moving to PC? All of your information, all of your game sense moves with you to PC, and the hardest and easiest thing you need to learn is the controls. It's that simple. It's very easy. How do CSGO players get a visa to places like America? Because they can apply for a sports visa. In the United States of America, esports is considered a sport in the visa categories, and they can apply for a visa, a sports visa. I think CS, ESL removed illegal substances from the rulebook. You can take whatever you want. The rulebook, the actual rulebook for Pro League actually states that ESL can randomly drug screen teams if they feel like it. So definitely illegal in Rainbow Six Pro League. Could Siege players do that now? Yeah, technically. If you can prove that you're a professional player and you're off to compete in a professional team in a professional environment, I'm pretty sure you would be able to do it. I don't think it'd be easy, but I think you could do it. All right, guys, let's get going with the last map.
Mess up, where can we improve? And they're going to go back to some of the matches they lost against some of the Latin American teams, and they're going to say, we can...
And here we go.
Year 1, Season 1, North America went up
So
against
Falco swapped out for Chaos this one. Keeps the lineup a little bit fresh. Chaos can now go relax in the back in the green room. As Chaos did carry that last game, as now we're moving into the second game. Excuse me.
We are going to be seeing Penta starting on defense in the basement, and we're going to be seeing Black Dragon starting on attack.
So they're opting to defend downstairs first. Falco placing a jammer here on this staircase here. That's going to jam drones that don't jump down the staircase, but if your drone just sort of goes down the staircase, it'll get jammed. So it's a pretty decent jammer from the Penta lineup. And this second jammer here is going to jam out the hatch a little bit, but it doesn't jam out all the hatch. You can still open up that hatch that Falco tried to jam by Habannering the right side of it or thermiting the right side of it. And another jam is going to get placed here above Falco, and that's going to jam kind of the corridors once again, the corridor above him, I should say, towards Circle Desk. But once again, if a drone is not jumping, it'll get jammed. But if a drone jumps it, it'll be fine. See a mirror window in the security box is going to be facing towards the locker room corridor as Falco is going to lurk his way into Tellers. He's going to place himself a nice mute jammer. Never mind, no he's not. And Falco and Pengu are going to play here as like a little bit of a duo here. It's very safe for the Penta lineup to play on these staircases. It's a very quick rotate back to site. And there's very, very little risk in playing there. It's a couple of sharp angles so you can get peeked and pushed very quickly. But other than that, it's not going to be too bad as, hey, guess what? Black Dragons are looking for roamers again. So this is the angle Eunice is going to be playing behind the black car. It's a very strong angle to be taking. You basically see feet before you see players. Oh, and that drone's just going to miss out whoever's roaming up there. I think that's Falco that's just almost got droned out. They got very fortunate on the drone timing there. And now Black Dragon's deciding, yeah, screw the roamers, we're just going to try and push the bomb site. I don't know why Zig is holding this angle. If he gets pre-fired, the round is pretty much over. It's a good claim with place down there, but Eunice is ready to do some bandit tricking as Yuk is quickly inside of the piano room. But he is all alone and he is pushing blind. So this is another thing that V3 fell prey to, is Goga and Pengu are still roaming at this point. Throwman banned by Battle Eye, get wrecked, kiddo. And Yuk's drone is jammed. Why Penta chose to bring Falco in on this map is he makes such good use of. He's thinking, where the fuck is this mute jammer? And the answer is, it's right below him. We'll see if he's able to get any kills here. So these jammers basically are unkillable because you have to be on the bomb site to kill them. Nesk is looking to remove any of this barbed wire, realizing there's no ADSs there to stop him from doing that. And Yuk has pretty much free reign to start shooting through the floor. But this is going to ring some bells on Penta's side, and they're going to start rotating people to try and deal with these people here fucking about on the floor. So yeah, Pengu's played aggressively on towards the banana staircase, realizing that smoke grenades aren't necessary just yet. Eunice is holding a pretty aggressive angle to the side of White Van, so he's going to be the first point of contact for Black Dragons. So this allows Pengu to play aggressively on banana stairs just now. Nesk gonna almost get picked up by Eunice. So never mind, Eunice is gonna pick up Nesk as he picks up Eunice a little bit. Anyway, this is where Pengu's gonna push up really aggressive, gonna get one frag and push immediately back. Never mind. Pengu's just gonna play aggressively here. And here comes the quick smoke and plant. Yuk's going to push in aggressively, but a good nitro from Falco. And that's going to take out two, and that's the diffuser down. And Falco has snuck his way towards the side of the White Van, and they don't even realize that he's here. So Falco can play, once again, just hyper-aggressively, and all the bodies are going to lie down, all the bodies, and then he's going to vault over, and Goga's going to get the kill from above. So that was Falco basically going big on the first round with a quick 3K. Basically, he's going to get a good nitro and push himself into a really overly aggressive position to the side of the White Van in the corner. No one in their right mind would ever expect to play there once a nitro's gone out like that. So it's really well played by the man on your screen with the red hair.
Onto defense, and they will as well defend Garage first round here. Penta are going to be bringing that IQ, which makes a lot of sense given how good Nesk's cameras have been throughout this entire.
I dropped my thingy.
I have to assume that Penta was watching where Nesk was.
And here we go with round number 2. Black Dragons opting to defend downstairs. I'm not quite sure exactly what Black Dragons are capable of defending, whether they're able to do all 3 of the bomb sites on this map, but we'll have to definitely see how this is going to play out for the rest of the round, as my phone that I have my chat on is suddenly about to tell me that I have low battery.
Going to be shining through here for Penta, giving them the necessary information on those Valkyrie cams. Now, there is a Hibana and a Thermite on Penta's lineup, but there is no Thatcher, which means if they want to get themselves into the garage, they are going to have to take control of the.
So yeah, Penta running a Blackbeard and a Glaz, Hibana, Thermite, and an IQ. The reason why they're running the IQ instead of a Thatcher is though she can repel on the piano windows, and she can basically just shoot through the floor to kill the batteries, even if Yuk is bandit tricking. So that's really smart from Penta if they want to try and push it from that, but it looks like they've all spawned towards the east side, and Eunice picked up really quickly, so that's the hatch play basically out the picture. So Yuk with a really good pick there, a little bit of client-side debris on our side, but it's not going to make much of a deal. And it looks like Penta are opting to maybe hunt the roamers. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. Pengu's going to try and hold the crossfire all the way through mid-desk. Fabian still joining at the back of sight. I just hit spacebar on accident.
He's going to be directly challenged from Yuk, so whether or not they... Ooh, I like this. One melee hole here.
Now, it is unfortunate that I think Yuk does have that spotted out. Pengu spotted it out for him. So he's just going to say,
Alright, so it looks like Penta have decided, screw the roamers, we're just going to go push the bomb site at this point. So with this setup, they can still win the round very, very heavy-handedly. They just need to have some good entry picks as they enter the garage. Penta, make your fucking mind up. Choose which side you're going to attack from.
All 4 of the remaining attackers are outside. They have not really gotten very close to pushing their way in yet. And Nesk is going to go for a run out here.
Nesk, aggressive run out. Going to try and shoot Goga, but never mind. Nesk is going to potato. It is a trade, however, so trading on this game is a little bit stupid. So Yuk is in a very strong place here. If he can drop this hatch, he can make 1 or 2 people. We'll kill 1 or 2 players. But for some reason, Penta have decided to do an Archives take for some reason. Archives typically doesn't work as well because you're basically pushed into 2 choke points, but somehow Penta are going to try and make this work. No mirror windows contesting the security corridor, so that means Fabian can smoke it up and just push his way inside. So that's a big, big issue for Black Dragons, is this freedom that Penta are going to have to push inside. And Goga's basically just going to slice some angles here, and it looks like they're really going to try and focus the way down the security corridor as they're going to set up some drones behind them. Yeah, this is going to be a full security corridor pushes. They feel that they're able to just walk down here as this. The smoker here is not going to really do anything. The gas here is going to do nothing to Fabian. Fabian can trade a couple of ticks of his HP. And Fabian's going to jump inside. Big misplay from Smoke there, not having a shotgun out. Goga's going to entry frag with him and refrag immediately, and the defuse is going to get planted with a 3 versus 2, and Pengu in a very aggressive position. Yuk goes for a hip fire. That's going to really cost him. That actually cost him his life as well. As Falco is going to get picked up with Diogo elsewhere, and it's a 1 versus 2. He's going to see his feet. It's a good pre-fire. Now Diogo can hold this. If he holds this, he might have a really good chance of trying to defuse this. Now, if he held it, he could have done it. Yeah, if he held this, he could have had this by now. Pengu now just going to hold an angle and wait for him to peek, because he knows that Diogo has to try and hold the diffuser now. Diogo needs to not fake it earlier like that. And Pengu's just going to walk inside and just pre-fire, and he's going to shoot his leg to the bottom of the table. If Diogo held that, he would have had it. Pros don't fake.
You saw them, they kind of pivoted on many different options. They were like, okay, we could go over to the garage, we could go in through Visa directly, and they weren't really sure exactly what their attack strategy was going to be. And they opted to go for the back alley. Honestly, I was expecting it to go in the favor of Black Dragons. They had
bit of a fumbled round from Black Dragons, somehow falling short to an Archives push, and not only an Archives push, a 3-man security corridor push. That's really, really bad. So that round would have been so different if the smoke in the security corridor had used a shotgun instead of his SMG-11. He would have one-shot Fabian at that range, or even just injured him, and then Goga would have had to have sprint in over the dead body, and if he was injured, then there'd be a little bit of clipping and hitboxes hitting into each other, and it might have been a bit difficult for Goga to push in that room. That round would have been so much different if there was a shotgun close to that door instead of an SMG-11. Bit of a mistake there. So Penta opt to fully reinforce the wall there, which is going to be really, really interesting. There's no mirror windows on it, so they're going to have no information about what's going on inside of the meeting room. As a typical push for this bomb site is to take control of top floor and use the hatches. So Black Dragons have 2 minutes 30 to try and take control of something. They've wasted about 30 seconds just sort of walking around and checking for spawn peaks. Black Dragons taking this really, really slow. This might cost them if the round comes down to the final seconds. They might be kicking themselves in the feet. And Pengu's going to play a signature position here. It's close right on the wall here. And Falco's going to be scanning them out from the basement, getting information to exactly where the pulse is, the plays are going to be coming from. Remember, guys, Pulse is a very, very important operator, because if you're scanning nothing, you're getting more information than when you're scanning someone. If you scan nothing, it tells you exactly where the enemy team are not playing, and you can call people to take control of rooms, or you can call people to give their attention to other parts of the map. So Pengu's positioning here means that he can play close with a shotgun, and anyone who vaults in can get shot in. But unfortunately, his position there falls to what I call the karaoke situation, where karaoke on Skyscraper, where Glaz just vaults in and one-taps you every single round, is the same kind of thing. So at this point, like, Black Dragon's not really trying to drone out Pengu too much. He's going to be able to chill behind here. Very, very risky place to play, because that table literally absorbs no damage whatsoever, but he does have Eunice right next to him with Jaeger. And Black Dragons look like they just want to do a straight front door push. This is not the best way to go about this, but somehow Ono just runs inside and gets killed immediately, and the diffuser is going to be on the middle of the bomb site right now, as Zig is down as well. And so this is basically all spiraled out of control, as Ziggs is now somehow back alive, has been revived by a teammate. It looks like Nesk ran inside, and now it's a 3 versus 5. 3 versus 4 spoke too soon, as Fabian gets taken down really quickly. And Goga's returned to the site, as the diffuser has been planted in default. But Eunice is going to pick off Nesk as well, and now it's Ziggs alone in the bomb site, and Nesk outside. And now Zig basically needs to stay alive, but his feet are going to get picked up by Goga. And unfortunately, this is just poor positioning from Black Dragons. It's a poor after-plant positioning. They're not outside. They're still inside the bomb site, while the smoke grenade is still plumed. So that means someone can defuse, and when in this scenario, you literally just rush everyone outside apart from one person. So Eunice going to get picked down first, and Falco going to get a really nice headshot on him. Well, that's a really good shot.
series.
Have you considered Dirty Bomb? I used to play Dirty Bomb competitively. There's some frag movies on my YouTube channel.
Penta looking like they're kind of walk away with it on this second map in Consulate. Black Dragons struggling with that last attack. As you saw, they were trying to establish control in projector room so they could push their way in through the main lobby and get that diffuser.
Yo, Bolts, how's it going?
Unsuccessful in that effort. Pengu holding it down nice and snug. Now,
Yeah, that could be an issue, Vask. Vask, I beg pardon. These guys were not playing on a LAN build, I do believe. I do believe the LAN build was broken, or had issues, or there was something wrong with it. But now it's going into the 4th round, and Penta are up 3-0. I mean, we all know how this map turns out. It's gonna go down as one of those really boring finals where one team just stomped the other.
But they did something that we don't see any other real team do, and that despite the fact that
So yeah, Penta opting for the same exact lineup for a basement attack as they've done in previous rounds.
they then thought
And now it's just going to be 3 minutes of pretty much the same slaughter we've been watching for the rest of this match.
preparation, and they won that round.
And that goes to the testament of Penta being able
Black Dragons looking to change it up this time. They want to try and defend a little bit more of the map. They're opting to try and defend the
confidence to execute on the fly strategy.
the showers and the bathroom. Fabian's using the angle that I taught him of being able to look towards that window there. Nesk was really itching to try and get some kind of peek outside, but he's not going to find anything. There's the camera gone as well.
But it also is indicative of Nesk.
And now Penta are pretty much just going to try and set up like they did previously, get Pengu on these windows here on CEO office. This is going to cut off any rotations across the top floor. This is a really good place for your Blackbeard or even your Glads to play sometimes. So it looks like they're running one roamer here, and the rest of the defenders on the site are playing a little bit more aggressively. Beg pardon, they do have one extended defender, which is going to be the smoke inside of the bathroom, but he's completely alone, so that's going to be a big issue if he's picked out very early. But Yucca is going to give him a little bit of support from above the meeting hatch. That means that Smoke only needs to pay attention towards his windows and the yellow stairs.
Running sprinting with his pistol right now.
But yeah, it's 1 minute off the clock, and absolutely nothing much has been done by Penta right now. Pengu's quickly made his way inside of the yellow stairs here. Hopefully he doesn't headshot Fabian again. He's playing it pretty much similar as the drones go out try and find roamers, but Yucca's made his way to Circle Desk. But Fabian's taken out by Nesk really quickly. It looks like he tried to peek outside, and that's a really good pick from him.
That's going to be Glaz going down a very tremendous, very good kill here.
And that's what we need to see from Black Dragons to put themselves in the man advantage.
Yeah, he jumped inside of the bench windows, and then he got picked off immediately. It's a 4 versus 4 as Nesk jumps outside and gets picked up by Eunice, who was waiting for it. And Yuk could have gotten a really easy kill there right now, but he didn't dedicate himself to going for that kill. But unfortunately, Eunice is going to escape with his life. And Black Dragons are now screwed in a 4 versus... Oh, never mind. He's going to wallbang him with a headshot. That's a really good shot from Eunice. And now it's a 4 versus 2 with 1 minute left on the clock. And Falco's going to run inside with a pre-fight. Never mind, Goga's going to get him as he steps up instead. And now it's Satioka with a 1 versus 4, and Falco's going to pick him up as he crosses.
And Penta now goes up on map number 2, 4-0.
Map point, series point. If Falco if Penta wins this next defensive round on Consulate, it's all over, and Penta will be the year 2, season 1 champions.
Like you had said, this is map point, this is series point, this is literally...
So it's 4-0, and we're on map point, guys. And this is pretty much about as stumpy as it gets. Basically, a lot of the rounds here, Penta surviving with at least 3 or more members still alive. It's very rare that it's get into a clutch situation. So unfortunately for Black Dragons, they had a really unfortunate showing this time around. They had a very strong season. They had a very strong showing during the semis and the quarterfinals. They made it all the way to here, and unfortunately, they're going to fall at the final hurdle. And it's going to be one of those matches where it's like, oh, do you remember season 1 of year 2? Oh, Penta was so strong there. They destroyed Black Dragons 10-1. You know, that's all that people are going to be talking about. It's not going to be like, wow, do you remember that really intense matchup? No, it's going to be, hey guys, do you remember that stomp? Yeah, it was a pretty big stomp. But obviously, Penta fans are going to be super happy about this. It shows that Penta are very, very dominating this season, and it shows exactly why they were so good. But yep.
Well, they're not psychics. Unfortunately for Penta, they do not have that link.
So yeah, Black Dragon's opting for absolutely no exothermic destruction, playing a bit of a gamble because Penta can play all of these bomb sites. Look out, because hey, guess what? The defending top floor, we don't really need exothermic destruction. So Black Dragons kind of get fortunate in that regard, and Jonas is going to be picked off immediately by a quick peek from Nets. That's really good for Black Dragons, because that's going to give them a quick man advantage against the Roamer. With the Roamer off the board, it means it's going to be a lot easier.
I feel like he just turned it on there. Like, he is ready to go. That got his confidence back up. He's gotten a kill almost every round so far. And he's going to get back in. He's got that R4C in his hands. Now it's
Black Dragons basically just setting up on these windows. I don't know what Yuk is waiting for right now. So EMP is going to go on the roof. These are going to remove any Valkyrie cameras that are placed high on the room. A really good toss there from Diogo. That was a really good shot, really good throw. Yeah, so Pengu's always going to be playing close to this window right here, but once again, like I say, this window really falls prey to the karaoke effect, where you just fall inside and just shoot the player immediately. We see that a lot on Skyscraper, which is why I call it the karaoke effect. Yeah, I like playing more than I prefer casting. I just do this for fun. So these are pretty common nade spots from Zig, but unfortunately Pengu's not going to be there. He's going to take literally no damage from this, and they're just basically going to hotbox the entire long corridor. As Nitro from Fabian is going to take out one, and One is going to be peeked out from here. If I'm Pengu right now, I'm shotgunning that window open. But either way, Neska is going to basically try and get angles here. As never mind, Pengu peeks wide, and now the A bomb site is opened wide for Penta Sports to go in and play. As it's a 3 versus 4 right now, and 3 versus 3. Spoke too soon. Falco quick pick on Nesk from below the skylight, and Goga's going to quickly peek his way inside. He's going to re-peek a Blackbeard for some reason, going to get picked off immediately because of that. And now it's a 3-on-2, and Penta basically need to clutch up and win this 5-0, which we know how this turns out. What I'd like to point out here is this barricade here. It's meleeed on the right side, so one needs to go in deep before he sees Fabian. And that gives Fabian a really big example, and now it's a 1 versus 2 as Falco picks off Zig as he goes aggressive into Sofa. And this is where Penta called let him plant. Secure the room, but let him plant. Basically, he can't escape. Dio can't escape. And now he just needs to sit in the corner. They're going to peek at the same time, and they're going to trade each other. And this is exactly what you need to do in a 2v1. There's the first trade, and there it is. And that is Penta winning 10-1 against Brazil. New memes.
Of year 2. A fantastic play there from Fabian.
Oh, that's Chrome help. So yeah, that's that. That's that. So hopefully you've enjoyed, guys. I know it was a little bit boring on the last map. It was so much of a stomp that it's like... But yeah, now we get to see what happens next season, which is going to be a little bit more exciting. Hopefully next season's a little bit more evened out. But thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you for all those people who are following. If you're not following, please do hit the follow button. It's greatly appreciated. Next stream will be tonight at the usual time. Check the description down below if you want to see what time that is. It's going to be around 10 o'clock British Standard Time. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good day. And yeah, goodbye.